Legacy Heating and Cooling.
11 days for the Oilers.
It's tied it up. Or for 24-hour repair with no overtime rates.
Beer, stride, settle back.
Legacy even heats your shower with hot water tanks.
Jones, what's this going to be?
If no interest in no payments for
They sure saw you coming. You went in for about $200 in auto service, and by the time Johnny Slick out front was done telling you everything he thought you should have replaced, you got hosed for $3,000. Big Toy Shop won't lie to you, inflate your bill, or waste your time. You'll know exactly what your service actually costs and when it's going to be done. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road, 780-298-2797.
The basketball show turns 10, and we welcome a new generation of basketball talk. Hoop City with Paul Sir airs Saturday mornings from 10 till noon on Sports 1440. From grassroots to NBA to the Olympics, we've got you covered.
The Jason Gregor Show.
David, pass tip, fried, Bouchard. That's in the slot. That's his second in the NHL. And the Oilers are right back in this game.
On Sports 1440.
Beer, stride, settle back to the point for Bouchard. That's a one-timer off the post and in. It's tied it up.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Jones, what's it going to be? Okay.
Lovely, positive Friday. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Hope you're having lovely Friday. Big plans for the weekend. You will be watching Zach Hyman make his regular season debut tomorrow against the Carolina Hurricanes. Will the Oilers be better defensively? Because last night, oh my goodness, that was a train wreck. And the dance of mediocrity that the Oilers have been stuck in all season long continued last night and showed a lot of the warts. We'll break down that game. It was not pretty by any stretch of the imagination. Also, the Oilers did make some moves today. No surprise. Talked about this yesterday. Isaac Howard's going to go down to Bakersfield. He's going to play a lot of minutes. Probably see him sometime later on the season. Troy Stetcher has been placed on waivers, and we'll know in 22 hours if he was claimed or not, and then they'll go from there. If he isn't, he'll report to Bakersfield, and if he is, then obviously he'll be in another organization. So Hyman will come off, and he'll be in the lineup tomorrow night. I would hope the first decision from Chris Knobloch is Hyman plays with McDavid, Roslovic plays with Draisaitl, and they stop loading up their top line. I know it looked good last night with Matt Savoy, but you're basically saying we're going to try to score with one line. Doesn't make sense. Because right now, you got too many guys who can't score. And the worst part is, yeah, your big line was scoring, but they're also giving up goals. So that is not a great counterbalance. Like, look at that game. So the first period, the Oilers, they should have been doing cartwheels that they got out of the first period down 1-0. And then look at the first shift of the second period. Evan Bouchard skates behind the net, just mishandles the puck. They get out in front. Pickard's got to make a great save on Charlie Coyle. Then 15 seconds later, McDavid has the puck. He overskates it. They turn around. Coyle scores. Like, those were two unforced errors. And I know everyone's like, oh, the ice. Did I see Columbus players stick handling the puck like Strutty at men's league? No, I did not. So ice is an excuse. Like, both teams play on it. So only one team the puck bounces for, but the other team it doesn't. Like, I'm sorry. It's an excuse I'm not buying. Like, look at the game winning, what turned out to be the game winning goal. Matthew Olivier. Like, who knew that Matthew Olivier was the guy the Oilers had to worry about going into Columbus? Big game for him, 2 goals and assist. But look at his winning goal. in front of the net. The Oilers actually had 4 guys. He had 2 defensemen. He had 2 forwards. But you know what they were doing? They were stick checking. No one got in and actually got out. Oh, just don't want to touch the guy. God forbid we get some body contact. And now I give Knobloch credit. He's not one that's going to insult his players. I thought we were a little too soft in front of the net. It was putting it very politely. So in the small areas, the important areas of the ice, especially anybody who plays hockey, anybody who coaches hockey, understands you want to protect your house. In front of the net, that's the danger area. That's where the majority of goals come from. If you want to be a little soft on a guy in the ditch outside the dots, all right, maybe I'll live with it. Not in the meat of the scoring area. You got 4 guys all around him. It's like, well, we can't touch him though. No. We're going to start a stick check. And hey, they made it close. Podkolzin did score right after that. What's 27 seconds later? And then 4 minutes later, Draisaitl scored a second. Now, Jet Greaves, I know everyone's like, oh, the goaltender in Edmonton wasn't good. And hey, Calvin Pickard hasn't been good this year. But do you know what the expected save percentage in that game last night was? .834. So not good. Now, he finished with an 800, so still slightly below. But it's .834 on the season. It's .860. There's only one goalie who's had a worse environment than him. Now, remember last year, and they love Pickard. They play way better in front of him. What happened? Are you sure that was the case? I never bought it then. I don't buy it now. I don't believe for a moment that the team's like, oh, we like the guy better. We play better. Because they love Calvin Pickard and they're playing like ass in front of him. Now, he's not playing good either. Because even with his terrible expected save percentage, meaning the environment in front of him, he's still below expected. It's like -4. Not good. So, yeah, he made a few big saves in that game, but not enough. And, hey, let's be honest. It wasn't like Jet Greaves stood on his head. That second Draisaitl goal, if that goes in on an Edmonton goalie, you're freaking out. So, yeah, wasn't a banner night for the goaltenders on either side. But Edmonton's defense, they just gave up way too much again. You can't just keep giving up that many quality chances when you don't have a Hall of Fame goalie. Even if you had a Hall of Fame goalie, it would be hard to put up good numbers. But the Hall of Fame goalie, he might bail you out a little bit, but he's not going to bail you out all the time. It's just not going to happen. And the Oilers just simply, until they decide to be better defensively and more committed, because what did I say? It's the dance of mediocrity. Look at the game against Philly. They gave up nothing. 35 minutes, and you're just like, holy cow, defensive juggernaut. Flyers had no sniff. So they can do it. Then they just choose not to. We'll turn it over. We're not going to battle hard in front of our net. We're going to give the opposition way too much time and space in the kill zone. And then we expect our goalies who aren't elite to be elite. Well, that's not a good recipe. Right? That's like saying, you know what? We're going to build cupboards in our kitchen, and then I'm going to get mad at my wife because she can't reach the glasses on the second shelf because she's 5 foot tall. Don't ask someone to do something they can't do. Right? Don't ask the Oilers goaltenders to save every game for you. They're not that good. It's not who they are. So stop asking. That's how essentially that's what the Oilers defense is saying. Hey, you know what? We're gonna play soft, and then we're gonna expect our average goalies, and in case this year Pickard below average, to suddenly be great. Oh, geez, it's not working. I wonder why. So until the Oilers commit to it, it isn't. And don't blame the coach. Stop blaming the coach. You think the coach says, hey, first shift in the second period, guys, we were brutal in the first. You know what we're going to do to come out in the second? Evan Bouchard, you just mishandle the puck behind the net. Connor, you just mishandle it coming up the boards, and we'll give him the 2-0 goal. Yeah, you think he's teaching that? Do you think he says, okay, guys, I want you all to be down low, in good position, but don't cover the guy in front. Just stand beside him. That's what we're going to teach you. Just stand. Of course not. They got to make better decisions in the course of the game. Right? There's wanting to make excuses and try to blame anybody but the guys who are on the ice doesn't make any sense to me. They got to be better. Pickard's got to be better last night, no question. They can't keep giving up that many high-quality chances, especially when he's in goal. It's not going to work. It hasn't worked all year. Right? Like last year, the reason Pickard had good numbers was because they played good defensively in front of him. They kind of covered up for it. That's what I tried to tell people. Hey, it's not that they love Pickard. Oh, they're playing great. No, they just played smart. That's what they did. They played smart. And if they don't wake up pretty soon here, and now the good news for the Edmonton Oilers is the teams that they are battling. How about Vegas? Now, Vegas has injuries. They're, Akira Schmid, he's not playing great in goal. They don't have Aiden Hill. Carter Hart can't play till December, and who knows what he's going to be like. He hasn't played in almost 2 years. But Vegas had a 6-game homestand. They won once in 6 games. Like that, the Fortress used to be the place to go to lose for visiting teams. They beat you for fun. They have won 40% of their home games so far this season, 4 out of 10. And that has Vegas. Now, they've played fewer games in Edmonton, but while the Oilers, continue their dance of mediocrity, Vegas isn't much better. Vegas has only won 7 out of 16 games. They got 5 overtime losses. The Oilers have 4. Loser point is helping them, no question. It's helping a lot of teams, but it's definitely helping them. Look at the Kings. They got 4 overtime losses. Now, the Kings are 8-2-2 in their last 12. Suddenly they look all right. But Edmonton it can be frustrating how at times just uninspired they've looked for long stretches. Like that first period last night against Columbus was just dreadful. And, Andrew Mangiapane, can he not catch a pass? Like, I don't understand it. There's certain basic things you should be able to do. Giving and receiving passes, NHL player, sure. Now, maybe if you're a number 7 defenseman, you're off the glass and out type of guy, maybe. But that's not his game. Catch the pot. It's on your stick. Catch a damn pass. So, to me, Knobloch, the Oilers have the day off today. Obviously, they wouldn't practice after having back-to-back games. So, tomorrow we'll have a morning skate. And I have to hope and pray that Hyman is with Savoy and McDavid, Roslovich, Podkolzin, Draisaitl. Then, third and fourth lines figured out. Probably Mangiapane with Frederick and Henrique, and then Philp with Janmark and one up to Masick and Lazar. It's probably what you go with. But they gotta wake up. Their bottom 6 needs a pulse offensively. Need a pulse. Get a deflection. Get someone in front of the net, for God's sakes. Like, it's stunning to me how the Oilers' depth guys are allergic to go to the tough areas. You don't have the skill. What do you do? Stop being perimeter players. Now, speaking of perimeter, I know LT was saying how the Oilers made a mistake by sending Ike Howard down because he has the highest shots per 60, 5-on-5. It's one stat, and it is the highest, sure. However, Ike Howard's been a perimeter shooter. Now, he does have 2 goals, and both of them came right in the inner slot, in the slot. Awesome. But he's only got 3 shots from there. Matt Savoy, who only has a few more shots than Howard this year, he's got 7, right? Shots per 60 is one thing. Where's the quality of shots coming? If you're the old adage, you remember for a while there, wingers would come down. They'd be shooting outside the dots all day long. The worst. So you got to get inside more. And I'll take a picture because I'm compiling it for the first quarter of the season for the Oilers, and it's pretty ugly for some of the older forwards. Like, it's not a shock when you see why a lot of these guys have gone 10, 11, 12, 13 games without a goal. You can't score. Now, Draisaitl can't know, by the way, like that, his first goal last night, wins the face-off, and then hustles over there one-timer set play. I love it. But there's not a lot of guys that can score from that angle. Draisaitl's a unicorn. He can continually score from what I call it the ditch. The ditch is on the outside of the dots, right? Ideally, you want guys shooting from there, except Draisaitl because he can beat you from there. He's the unicorn. Not a lot of guys who can do it. But third and fourth line guys, get to the net. Get some rebounds, for God's sakes. Get your nose dirty. If I had one complaint about the head coach, does he demand that his team goes to the net more? I just don't know if he does it. Might have to ask him when they come back, because is that part of your requirement to get a regular shift? I know you can't go to the net every time. I understand it. But you guys all watch the game. Ladies, you watch the game. How many times do you see a screen for the Edmonton Oilers? And a layered screen. Multiple guys. Like, look at Matt Savoy's goal last night. Nice high slot deflection. It works. You can get there. You don't have to be big. You don't have to be big at all. Just get there. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Cons, what stood out to you last night in that game?
I think you've given a pretty good rundown. Mangiapane, like you said, the inability to, handle the puck. On top of that, you're a -4. I'm not someone who's all in on plus minus, but when it's 5 goals against and you're on for 4 of them, not a good sign. So yeah, that was a little discouraging. I thought, for minutes, and that's not a great thing to start with, but like they looked pretty good, and then it would just kind of fall apart. And the inability, the lack of desire to do the little things you need to win is what's really frustrating, because this team, and not some of the same players, have done this in the postseason. They know what it takes to win hockey games. And for whatever reason, in this month of November, they won't do them. And I don't know what the decision's going to be. It's going to be a roster shakeup, or you're moving guys around, but you've got to do something to help these guys clue in and realize, like, win a puck battle, block a shot, throw a hit if you have to. Do the little things that lead to winning hockey games. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if Knobloch's going to have something to do with that, the bottom 6, to try to get them going, but it's just been uninspiring hockey and kind of tough to watch at times. Although lots of offense last night, they've been tough to watch.
This is coming out from the New Jersey Devils. Jack Hughes is out with a non-hockey hand injury, being evaluated, and provide an update as available. So non-hockey hand injury. You're wondering, like, hey, I've seen guys cut themselves in the kitchen with a knife. Right? Hey, we've seen some guys get their hand in a snowblower. I don't think that's the case right now for New Jersey. I don't think they've had much snow. Slam your fingers in the car door. But I'll be curious to see what it is for Jack Hughes. You hope it's nothing too serious. But we've seen guys, hurt themselves in the kitchen with their hand. Oh, we could make a joke about that some places where you're not comfortable, it doesn't work. But not all good.
At a team dinner too, hey?
Was it at a team dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, then, you break a bottle on it? Like
that came to mind.
Who knows?
Hopefully he wasn't doing that old knife trick between the fingers. You got to be good at that one to do it.
Does anyone still do that? Like, God. Like, I know lots of guys and gals who have tried it, but literally, like, you're going so slow. Watch this. Oh, all right. And then you're using it with a butter knife, and you still kind of get skin the inside of your finger, and you're like, oh, yeah, but I did it. Okay. I didn't know it was at a team. Well, that's not great either. So, but man, New Jersey, like Jack Hughes, that guy can't stay healthy. Austin Matthews, like, there's certain guys that just, for weird reasons, man, they can't stay healthy. Demko, like, cover me shocked that Thatcher Demko's hurt again. It's just how it is for certain guys. It's unfortunate. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Hey, guys, I'm tired of watching this team. No hustle, no defense, no desire. Perhaps if they sow smelling salts into the sweater for Bouchard, keep him awake. Brian from our Jocelyn. Brian's fired up. Hey, boys, what about Clattenburg? Call him up. Can't hurt at the fourth line. He's the exact guy they need. Yeah, he'll bring energy, right? Like, he doesn't produce much points. Would he go up and down and create a little chaos? Sure. I think I saw him in preseason. He skates well enough to play here. I don't see it happening, but his style of play is a player that they need. They probably want one with a little bit more NHL polish ultimately, but you know what? Sometimes you could think outside the box, send a message for a bit. Now in order to call him up, you got to send some guys on waivers. And, now when I look at the waiver eligible players for the Oilers that they would consider sending down, I'm not sure there's going to be a long list of teams lining up to grab those type of guys. So might be a moot point to worry about it anyway. So, Hey, Gregor, I know you say don't blame the coach, but do you think the change in the defense coach has something to do with it? Defense or learn a new system? Brad from the north side, they don't really have a huge different system, to be honest, defensively. They haven't changed much. I've talked to the players. I've talked to the coaches. So, Paul Coffey, the difference between him and Stewart really is that Stewart uses more video in coaching and Coffey didn't. Coffey didn't go into video often with his players. So I watch, when I look at the mistakes that Evan Bouchard has made this year, they're not from the system. It's got puck on a stick, giveaway. Overskates the puck, right? Matthias Ekholm, same thing, right? Darnell Nurse, same thing. I haven't seen them getting beat due to system. Like, look at the goals last night. And, the first one, hey, guy just takes a shot. Now, Bouchard, do you want to try to tie the guy's stick up in front? Yeah, having your stick in the back doesn't really do much, and Olivier's stick's open, makes an easy deflection. Second goal, 2 bad giveaways. Well, just mishandling the puck ends up being a giveaway. However you want to call it, that's what happened last night on those 2 goals, right? It's not ideal. You've got to be able to manage the puck better. I think puck management has been the biggest problem for the Oilers. And then, they score that goal and then is a little bit lucky. There's now, first of all, you just score a goal, you should have some momentum. Columbus comes right back 30 seconds after Draisaitl made it 2-2, and first shot goes wide of the net. A little bit of a lucky bounce right off the end boards onto the guy's stick. Sure, I don't think that one was a terrible defensive read, really. But I look at the Olivier, his second goal. I'm sorry, you had guys there, but nobody did their job properly. It's like back checking, right? At a young age, don't just back check and skate really hard, but then leave the guy who's the trailer open because you're back checking hard, right? That doesn't help. You look at, Fantilli's goal. That to me was lost puck battle in the corner. The shot rebound, Frederick can't handle it, goes off his skate. Marchenko bumps him off the puck, quick boom, in front, Fantilli goal. Right? So to me, it's a little bit of a lost battle. You're going to lose battles, but you can make it a little bit harder on them, right? Frederick kicks it in the corner and then just gets beat to the puck. And no one covers Fantilli. Well, he actually gets the rebound. Not a great rebound by Pickard. Fair. 5th goal, I didn't like at all. But again, I can go to some of the older goals and say, hey, the Pod Colson one, spin and fire in front, right through the goalie, 7-hole. The second Draisaitl goal should not, if that goal goes in on Skinner or Pickard, you're losing your mind. It does go in on other goalies around the league, but Edmonton's defensive, to me, I watch, they're not playing a different system. To me, that's noticeable on a lot of the giveaways for this team. Just not like it. Quick break. Hey, Gregor, what's your thoughts on dropping Bouchard from the first unit power play? Well, I guess my question would be why? The power play is 31%. If you're going to drop Bouchard from the number 1 5-on-5 pairing, that I could say, okay, I can see why you have your reasons for it. But why are you dropping him from the number 1 power play unit? Because they didn't have a good game last night on the power play? The power play is 31%. It's not an area of the game that I'm going to be complaining about. Right? That's just not, I think that's frustration over, little recency stuff. They went on a stretch where their power play was unreal. So I'm not suddenly going to say, wow, you know what? I got to change the power play and Bouchard's going to come off the power play. If you want to say I'm looking at limiting his minutes 5-on-5, I think I'd have a much easier time to listen to that conversation than say, hey, let's take off one of the most deadly shooters in the NHL off the power play. They only had 2 chances last night, and the first power play was dreadful, but it wasn't just him. Right? Their power play didn't have any mojo going. In Philadelphia, Philly was a high pressure penalty kill, and it worked. But, the Oilers' power play, I wouldn't, they've moved guys in due to injury. Nugent Hopkins, Hyman's gone. There's other 3 guys are there, and it's worked. I'm not taking him off the power play, but if you want to talk about reducing some of his other minutes, now I would listen to that. We'll take a quick break. We'll return to the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. We got Shane Willis coming up right away. Talk Hurricanes, we're going to talk Grey Cup with Sean Campbell. Dave McCarthy will be by. Craig Button, Speck, LT, Livingston, Cam Tate, and more on a busy Friday edition of The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Noodle, 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 noodle. Noodle, 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 noodle. Noodle, 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 noodle.
Throw a load down to Oodle Noodle tonight because dine-in is open. Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Action Electrical's projects team takes the field, folks, ready to execute the entire play for new commercial builds.
Absolutely. They're masters of design, build, sketching strategy from initial blueprints to core electrical infrastructure. The team never misses on complex projects.
Known for handling big league constructions and major renovations, ensuring flawless execution, hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Get Black Friday prices now at The Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching Love Cedar chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off. And with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Looking for the perfect used ride? Now's the time. For as little as $25 bi-weekly. Go Auto has over 7,500 used vehicles in stock with something for everyone. From budget-friendly cars and road trip-ready SUVs to powerful work-ready trucks. With around 70 locations across Canada, your next vehicle is closer than you think. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or buying for the first time, we've got the right ride at the right price. But don't wait. These deals won't stick around forever. Start shopping today at goauto.ca.
The Junior Prospects Hockey League's fourth season is now underway. The JPHL offers elite athletic and academic opportunities for players in the 14U, 15U, 17U, and 18U divisions. All games are broadcast live on Silent Ice TV, featuring a showcase-style schedule and competitive matchups across Western Canada. Players work with experienced coaches, trainers, and elite hockey personnel. Learn more about Western Canada's fastest-growing elite hockey development stream at juniorprospectshockeyleague.com.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off a $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Northwest Crane, available for all your lifting and equipment needs, specializing in selling and servicing cranes. Get lifting at northwestcrane.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
I was right, Cons. He cut his hand at the team dinner, did Jack Hughes. So there you go. That is unlucky for Mr. Hughes. He slipped, cut his hand. Just saying it's a fluke accident. So hopefully not too serious. But if anybody knows out there, you get around a knife and table, maybe some glass, and certain cuts can be really deep, and it can take a while to heal. So hopefully it doesn't get down to the tendon or anything like that, because that can be serious damage, which would be awful. for your hand and movement. But trust me, I've seen it. I've seen people that, you slice a tendon in your finger, you never get the motion back to where you want it. So hopefully it's not that bad. And it's just a deep cut, and he'll be out for maybe a week. But we'll see. If you missed it, Jack Hughes is out right now for the New Jersey Devils. So any of you who have him in your fantasy for the weekend might want to rethink that one. There you go. Now, the Oilers, they better wake up or they could get spanked because they're going up against a team tomorrow night that is kind of the epitome of consistency. They don't vary from how they play very often. It's pretty consistent, and it is rather effective as we go around the NHL. Brought to you by McDonald's, and remind you that download the McDonald's app, because on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays you can get the Big Mac, a McChicken, or a Filet-O-Fish Fan Day deal for only $4.49. Could be a great cup Sunday for you. The McDonald's app, lots of food, only $4.49 Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays at McDonald's. Former NHLer, analyst for the Carolina Hurricanes, Shane Willis, joins us once again. Shane, welcome back to the show, man. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me back.
Hey, I appreciate it. The Hurricanes are one of, there's a lot of teams. Edmonton won right now that, every year they seem to start slow. And, the Hurricanes are just kind of steady all the time. They're 11-5. One of the few teams that isn't relying on overtime loser points to pad their numbers. They do have, I think, 2 overtime wins, but no losses. They're 11-5 and kind of steady she goes despite having some injuries in goal.
Major injury issues to start the year for the Carolina Hurricanes. The adversity they faced, not only with Kochetkov out at the start of the year, but you have to look at the back end. Your number one defenseman, Jacob Slavin, still is not back in the lineup. Keandre Miller misses time. Shane Gostisbehere misses time. Jalen Chatfield is now out with an injury. And this team continues to consistently put out the effort to win hockey games. I think Taylor Hall said it best the other day after practice. He said, we just work. And they just come to work every single night. And as you mentioned, nothing changes. And head coach Rod Brindamore has instilled that in this team, the leadership from Stahl, Martinook, all the way through Sebastian Aho. The consistent work ethic that this team puts out is so impressive on a nightly basis.
So what's the update status on Jacob Slavin and Jalen Chatfield? How long are they out for?
Jacob Slavin is still one of those unknowns. He is back working out, training, trying to prepare and get in a position where he gets back on the ice. Jalen Chatfield did skate by himself yesterday. So, again, going through, which we call it the upper body, but the process we all know that he's going through right now to see when he can get back on the ice. I would say Jalen Chatfield is probably, 4 to 7 days still away. And the hard one with Jacob Slavin is still the unknown factor there.
Okay. So, and like Slavin, maybe the best pure defensive defenseman in the NHL, and you take him out of the lineup, that's a pretty big blow. Who has stepped up on the defensive side, or has it been more collectively as a unit?
It's been collectively, but the one guy that jumps off the page to me is Sean Walker. And Sean Walker's minutes on the ice from last year to this year has increased by over 7 minutes a game. He's scoring goals. He has 4 goals from the blue line, but he has been so steady defensively for Tim Gleason on the back end and what he's done. And then I also have to tip the cap to another guy that the Hurricanes went out this summer and signed in Mike Riley. And Mike Riley, inside the locker room, just a great character guy. And it's funny when you go around to the other cities where Mike Riley has spent some time in his career, players are still there saying, hey, how's Mike Riley? He's such a great guy. And I'm like, he's playing dominant. How does he get away from all these teams to end up with us on a free agent deal this summer after being, on the New York Islanders? He's been so steady as well, stepping in the lineup. And then the development of the young players, when you talk about what you're going to need when you face injuries like this, you look at a person like Yoel Nystrom, and then unfortunately we lose Charles Alexis Legault in Toronto. When you talk about, I heard you talking about Jack Hughes coming on to a freak injury where his hand hits a player's skate and cuts it, and he's out 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, well, that is wild, actually. The team parties, man. Unfortunately for Jack Hughes at a team dinner, cuts his hand at the dinner, and now he's out for who knows how long. You mentioned Taylor Hall. He got to, he went to Carolina, then he signed the extension. When you look at how is Nikolai Ehlers fit in? I know it took him a while to get a goal, but how has he played overall?
He's playing really, really well. And Nikolai Ehlers coming in, I think everyone from Winnipeg and more in the Western Division knows how much this guy demands the puck on his stick and how well he possesses it. So he started on a line with Aho and Jarvis for the first 2 games. Again, there's always a ton of pressure coming into a new team, a new system. But now that you got that first goal, Ron has switched up the lines a little bit. He's now playing with Logan Stankoven and Jackson Blake, 2 real young players. And I think he's kind of thriving on that line, being the leader and the playmaker for those 2 young stars. And I just love the way he plays because he's never given that puck up. He always wants it on his stick. He holds on to it. The Hurricanes have increased their rush chances this year and rush goals, I think, to a big part because of Nikolai Ehlers, who has 7 assists on the year for them.
You look at Rod Brind'Amour, and without Slavin, when you look at how he would match up against McDavid, and let's assume McDavid and Draisaitl are on their own line. I'm assuming Jordan Staal is the forward line out there. Is it going to be the Walker-Gostisbehere, or is it going to be the Miller pairing against McDavid?
That's a great question because I was speaking with Hannah Yates, who's on FanDuel Sports with me, as we looked ahead to tomorrow's game against the Oilers. And every single year we talk about the Slavin-McDavid matchup. And then you have to flip to, okay, where do you go now? Because you're going to need a defensive pairing to step up. That's always the main focus of Rod Brind'Amour. He does get a better forward matchup when he's here at home, which I think, you look at Staal, but does he go with Aho as strong as they play defensively with Seth Jarvis and try and match the speed there? I think he could go. He's got Shane Gostisbehere playing with Alex Nikishin right now, so you have the youngster there. I'm not sure you're going to throw him into the fire. I could see maybe going to Keandre Miller, Sean Walker pairing to try and shut that down. Keandre Miller, with his range and the ability to skate, I think has an advantage, and I think has also found a very nice fit in the system for Rod Brind'Amour here since coming from New York.
Shane Willis joins us, analyst for the Carolina Hurricanes. They, of course, will host the Edmonton Oilers tomorrow. Aho's got 16 points. Seth Jarvis, 10 goals to start the season. He's obviously off to his best goal scoring start of the year. You mentioned Jackson Blake. That he had a pretty good introduction to the postseason last year, and he's picked up where he's left off. Him and Stankoven, both of those guys, kind of rookie players who were pretty decent, impact guys. As a duo with Ehlers, like what do you think the ceiling is for a guy like Blake?
I love what he's doing this year, and I think every time coming into your sophomore year, everyone wonders, is he going to have the slump? Well, Jackson Blake looks more confident than he ever has. I, again, like the way he's possessing the puck. As a rookie, you try and make some high percentage plays that maybe aren't there. I think he's being a lot smarter with the puck. He's shown dynamic playmaking ability. And I think a key factor when you talk about chemistry, he and Logan Stankoven, still the young guys on the team, are roommates on the road, right? The vets are in their own rooms. These 2 guys, still roommates, almost becoming a lot like brothers, the chemistry they have off the ice, but their usefulness. The other big key of that coming in, everyone questioned the move of Logan Stankoven to center by Rod Brind'Amour, right? Was he going to be able to be your number 2 center? But with Jackson Blake and Ehlers on the other side, the veteran presence there, he has fit perfectly. He continues to work daily with, I'll argue, one of the best centermen that's ever played the game in Rod Brind'Amour to get better and better at it. His numbers are in a good place. But Logan Stankoven has thrived in the center ice position. And when you see this line come over the boards, and really all 4 lines for Rod Brind'Amour, the question of opposing teams is, which one do we stop? Like, which one do we focus on tonight? And the Hurricanes kind of come at you at waves in their forecheck-in. But the Stankoven, Blake, Ehlers line has been really, really good for Rod Brind'Amour and this team. Playing Vancouver tonight at home before the Oilers tomorrow, will look to bounce back after a tough loss against the Washington Capitals.
Overall, kind of what's the update? Like the goalies in Carolina, it's like Freddie Anderson. When he's healthy, Shane, he's really good. Unfortunately, health has been a little bit of an issue for him at times in his career. I think there's no way to sugarcoat that. They don't want to overplay him, right? Like they've got to find a way to manage his game so he can be eligible for you in the playoffs.
Without a doubt, he's been, struck with the injury bug a lot through his career. Coming into training camp this year, that's one thing we heard from Freddie was this is the best he's felt his entire career when it comes to his health. I love the energy he showed against the Caps, almost starting up the big, which was almost a line ball because Logan Thompson came all the way to center ice to yell at Freddie when the scrum was going on. He's been very, very good. He sits at 5-4. Fyodor Kochetkov is now healthy. So you're back to the 1-2 punch where they're really alternating. And then the young/older guy, Brandon Bussey, has been very, very good. The Hurricanes have 3 goalies here right now. Mm-hmm. And does Brandon Bussey get back in the net again to give, a guy like Freddie even a couple more days off? Maybe. It kind of just depends, I think, on the week, the workload as the team looks ahead and where they can actually throw Brandon Bussey in because they have full confidence in him. And all of a sudden, Freddie Anderson gets 2 more days off. And what they've done with the 3 guys, if Freddie's not going to play, he doesn't even back up. Like Fyodor Kochetkov would be the backup, and Freddie would get that extra time off. So they have a little bit of a luxury right now. The question will be is, as we know, goalies always want to play, and they got to get into a rhythm. Does it get back to the 1-2 with Anderson and Kochetkov for a very long period of time? The Hurricanes playing their first back-to-back here tonight and tomorrow, Vancouver, Edmonton, do not have another back-to-back until 1st of December. So this is the first heavy load. Every other day, every couple of days, they've been able to manage by having a little bit of a strong rotation going with Freddie Anderson.
So is Kochetkov going to play tomorrow for the Canes?
Kochetkov will start tonight. I believe Freddie Anderson will get the start tomorrow.
Okay, so it'll be Freddie Anderson tomorrow. So the Oilers a little bit of a break in a way. Maybe they're playing Carolina in the second half of a back-to-back. We'll see if that benefits them or not, but it will be Edmonton's 3rd game in 4 nights. I don't know if rest really is that big of an issue or not. Now, you mentioned, Brandon and Bussey. Like, Kochetkov's got the best numbers by far of the 3. He's obviously only started 2 games. But how long are they going to keep the 3 goalies there? Is this like a long-term thing, or is this just giving Kochetkov, and so they have 3 goalies in practice? It can rotate them around. And as you mentioned, if Anderson isn't starting, then he's not even backing up. What's the long-term plan for goal?
It's really hard to say. We had Paul Stonfeller, the goaltending coach, on our podcast the other day, and real difficult position for him, right? Because he's trying to work with a guy who's not practicing with the team, but get to him enough shots that, hey, you're probably going to go in one of these games at keeping that guy ready. I think the concern is Brandon Bussey, who is huge and has the size and ability that we've seen. If they throw him on waivers, do they lose him? Right? They don't want that to really happen. So I think they're kind of slow playing a little bit to see, does someone call us and maybe offer us something for that player? Or, I think the thing is trying to manage it without losing a great player for nothing when you talk about waivers.
Thanks so much for the rundown, man. We appreciate it. Enjoy the game tonight and tomorrow, Shane.
I appreciate having on. We'll talk to you soon.
You betcha. There's Shane Willis, analyst for the Hurricanes. So it is kind of one of those rare nights where you're the road team, and you, in theory, will be more rested than the home team as the Hurricanes are in action tonight. So they'll have Kochetkov going tonight, which means the Oilers will get Freddie Anderson tomorrow. The Philip Forsberg in Sweden just saved what was a dud of a game by scoring late. And that game is tied and looks like it's going to overtime between the Preds and the Penguins in Sweden. Take a quick break. When we return, Sean Campbell will join us. The big game. We'll discuss it next on The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Stories are told to make a point, and GS Construction takes them very seriously. We're not talking about fairy tales. GS Construction looks at the story old pipes tell us, a tale of time and pressure and endurance. So when those old pipes are ready to end their story, GS Construction starts a new chapter by repairing or rebuilding, or in some cases, renewing the underground infrastructure that supports our modern lives, making sure every community's story continues on safely and reliably. For more, visit gsconstruction.ca.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk, family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk, elevate your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Legacy Heating and Cooling jingle auditions, take one for Gene Principe. Are you ready, Gene?
Ready? I'm not just here to make a thermo a couple of bucks. I'd never just microphone it in.
Take one.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Nice.
Boom! I'm a musical genius.
Legacy's going to love this for furnace season.
What's not to love? With no interest and no Principe payments for 1 year.
Are you always like this?
Yep. Unlike a furnace, I have no filter.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
Michelle and Colette are sisters. Sisters who don't agree on much, especially when it comes to which hockey team is the best.
Edmonton is the best, baby. Vancouver's number one.
Even when it comes to meat snacks from Wilhawks.
I love the Herrischweiner. The ham sausage rules.
But they will agree.
Wilhauk beef jerky is the best.
It might just be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Others can try to imitate, but no one can duplicate Wilhauk beef jerky. Only available in Leduc. Get yours today, because you don't win friends with salad.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Hand delivering a hamper to a family in need fills everyone's hearts with joy. Be part of the Holiday Hamper program. Adopt a local family and see the difference your groceries and gifts make firsthand. Sign up today at holidayhamper.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. The Oilers are back in action, and OTR is ready to be your hockey headquarters. $5.75 Molson Canadian, 69-cent wings, and play score and win every game. See more at ontherocksyeg.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Went to Sweden. They needed a goal late with the extra attacker on with 1:10 to go. Forsberg ties it, and then Steven Stamkos wins it in overtime, 43 seconds in. And just like that, the Penguins look like they had the win in regulation. They lose in overtime. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. You can text us in our inbox, your partner in power since 1976. For all your electrical gear, EWEL.ca. And of course, this weekend, it's the Classic. One of the greatest sporting events. I enjoy it all the time. It's the 112th edition of the Grey Cup, Saskatchewan and Montreal. As we get to our football report, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, home to no payments, no interest for 1 year on your furnace. Stay warm all winter at legacyheating.ca. And gentleman who will be covering that very closely, of course, Sean Campbell joins us from Winnipeg. And Sean, you've got the Alouettes and the Riders, and Davis Alexander's playing. I'm like, geez, I feel pretty good about Montreal because when he starts, they've never lost a game yet.
Yeah, that's the premise, right? He's 13-0, so he starts. The Alouettes win. I don't know why anybody is picking the Rough Riders at this point, right? Like it just doesn't seem to make any sense. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be close. Those two teams are, if you're going to break it down defensively, special teams, quarterback wise, it's so even. And I know it was maybe an up and down season for the Alouettes with the injuries, but even for the Riders at the end of the season, in preseason, you had most people picking Riders versus Owls in the Grey Cup, and here we are.
Yeah, well, both teams have had a significant amount of injuries. The receiving core of Saskatchewan, I think they got like 9 guys at 300 yards, which is wild. But
yeah,
so let's kind of go on the matchup standpoint. Like when Alexander's in, and like I know why he's better than Bethel Thompson. I don't want to disparage the guy, but I saw him in Edmonton for a few years, so I don't need to ask that question. But what is it that Alexander does so well when he runs the offense for the Owls?
There's an arm strength that's there. Bethel Thompson couldn't get the ball downfield, and I know he likes to fling it, but it just hangs up in the air a little bit too long, allowing defenders to get under it. Davis Alexander, he has faith with the wind, without the wind. He could throw that ball 45 yards down the field. The receivers believe that. They'll break off a route because he's able to get out. That's the other asset he has, is his mobility. And he's not so much a runner, but his ability to move when he's in trouble, right and left. He's very good running to his left and throwing the ball. And that's been able to create big plays for the Alouettes all season long. So if this hamstring slows him up and he can't get out of the pocket, that's going to be an issue.
Do you know kind of where he's at with the hamstring when you watch him move? Like, hey, I'm sure it's the Grey Cup. He won't be the first player who got shot up with something to dull the pain. But
yeah,
if you had to give a percentage on maybe how healthy you think the hamstring is, you have any idea?
I have no idea. I could tell you 70 if you want, but what does that number really mean? I'm not with the doctors. I don't know. We could go off of what he says today. He said that he reached his top speed all week. Is it the fastest he can go? But he said, I reached a top speed today. So he was moving. He was trying to sprint. He was trying to get out of the pocket. His legs are a weapon. You saw that in the East final, able to get a couple big first downs. So I don't know if I could give you a percentage, but what I'll say is, knowing Davis Alexander, it won't matter. Like, it won't matter unless the hamstring is ripped off, he will not leave that game.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking right now. He rushed. It's funny, in the regular season, he had 12 carries in 8 games. He had 7 carries in the East final. So obviously things are different when it's the postseason. That was probably a little bit more of a low scoring game than some people, including myself, expected in that. But like he carried the ball almost as much as their running back, Stevie Scott, did. Well, what do you think about the running game of the Owls? How much of a factor do you think, if any, it's going to be on Sunday?
Well, I think for them, it has to be a factor, because if the Saskatchewan defensive line knows that the run game is non-existent, they're going to go after Alexander. Can he get out of the pocket? And then the pocket collapses. That's why he was running in the East Finals, because the pocket collapsed. Pio Lestage at the left guard was not in the game, and they were missing some pieces. So I think they need to establish the run with Stevie Scott or Travis Tice. You mentioned all the receivers with Saskatchewan this year, 9 receivers over 300 yards. The Alouettes, if you take their 3 running backs that started, Travis Tice, Sean Thomas Erlington, and Stevie Scott, they had a 1,000-yard rusher between the 3 of them, but they were all hurt. They all got about a third of the season.
Yeah.
Tice is back. Sean Thomas Erlington's back. We'll see who plays in the Grey Cup, but it'll be Stevie Scott getting the bulk of it. And the Owls love running the RPO. So that decision of the RPO, it may be just run and not pass because they have to give Alexander time to run around on the run pass option. They need to establish that run early. So I would expect a healthy dose of Stevie Scott in this game. And if he gets rolling, he's got, prime Will stand back type of running in him where shoulders go down and he'll take you down for an extra 3 to 4 yards.
So when you look at this receiving core of the Rough Riders, there's Johnson and Myers, Amelis, they got a lot of different guys who have been good. They got 2 1,000-yard receivers. Who is the threat? Who's the one that you feel the Owls have to be most leery of on Sunday?
I kind of feel like it's Amelis, and maybe it's just the big body. I'm not exactly sure because that's where the tough part is. You're going to go like, who should we key on? You saw it against Hamilton. You got to key on against Kenny Lawler, and you'll be fine if you're able. They're just target on him. The trickle down effect is evident. In Saskatchewan, it's not, and that's the similarities to Montreal. Okay, you're going to target on Philpott. Okay, there goes Mac. Okay, I'm going to target in on Charles Brown, but there goes Sneed. Like, you could turn to anyone else, and if Emelis is getting targeted, Dante Myers can go off. Keyshawn Johnson can go off in this game. So the Owls have to be careful about that. But I would probably say Emelis. I think that's something you have to keep an eye on, mainly because the Alouettes love the check down. So I don't know if they'll be able to throw the ball downfield, but I could see Saskatchewan with long, sustained drives.
Sean Campbell joins us talking about the Grey Cup that goes this Sunday in Winnipeg, Saskatchewan, and Montreal. And arguably the two best teams. I think it's not like one of these teams just got hot at the right time. They've been probably the two best teams. BC, I think, would be close for sure. You look at, AJ Ouellette in that running game of Saskatchewan, he can be a real force. There's no question there. When you look at the Owls defense, and they were top 3 or 4 in a lot of the defensive categories. Where's the strength of their defense?
Darnell Sankey, Tyrese Beverette, right in the middle of that defense in that linebacking core. They're the core. Now they have great DBs. Kabian-Ento, we can flash back to the Grey Cup two years ago. Incredible interceptions. Wes Sutton, Marc-Antoine Dequoy at safety. I mean, I could go, Lorenzo Burns. All these guys are great in their own right. And even the defensive line, Isaac Adeyemi Berglund, getting to the quarterback. But this defense feeds off of Darnell Sankey and Tyrese Beverette. They will be in on almost every tackle. I'd be shocked if there was a tackle that didn't have one or the other of them in there. And I spoke with both of them about that challenge of trying to get to AJ Ouellette. And Tyrese is like, no arm tackles with that guy. You need to get your body in the way. We need multiple bodies to bring him down. It's a team. It's a team effort. But you will see guys like Sankey, Beverette, in on the quarterback, in on the running back, covering receivers. They will be everywhere on the field. Those two are the strength and the backbone of that defense.
The offensive, Jason Moss, I was a huge fan of Moss when he was in Edmonton. And I know, like anybody, he had to calm down a bit early on the sidelines, but that was it. I've always thought he's got a great mind for the game. He's very intense. That's who he is, but he is not afraid to go for it at all. No. Right? I think they had 3 receivers throw passes this year at different times for the Alouettes. They're not afraid of trick plays. How deep into the bag of tricks and play calling do you think they go on Sunday?
I don't know. It depends how the game goes. And I'm sure they have something because they've had a couple. Sneed in a game was able to throw a ball 44 yards when they needed something, when things weren't going very well. The bag of tricks on special teams. There's that great special teams play you got at the start of the half with Maltos Diaz.
Yeah.
Was that not Edmonton? Was that not Edmonton?
Yes.
Yeah. Like that was a part of what they wanted to do. I think they'll do something. I don't know what it is. I don't know how deep. I kind of joked on the air today that it might be something where, because no one would expect it, somehow Davis Alexander's a receiver going down the field and they're throwing to him, which I wouldn't do, but I'm just saying that maybe they're slow playing this hamstring just so people wouldn't cover him on that play. I don't know. But I think the Owls might have a trick play up their sleeve.
Oh God, I hope so, man. I love it. Now, the commissioner spoke, and like I never really understood these people. Oh, the rule changes. We're going to Americanize. Like the commissioner said, no, we're not. It came down today with even more authority, I think, on that. So people don't like change, and I understand it, but I kind of like it. They're actually going to revamp the website, which is long overdue.
Thank you.
It's something that I think definitely needs to be done. What stood out to you from the commish?
He knew it was coming, and it was funny. He made that statement. It's like, we are Canadian. I'm like, we're going to see that all over social media now. So you knew that was coming. And, I flash back. I'm a little bit like you, Jason. I'm okay with change.
Yeah.
I may be still a little wary of losing that extra 10 yards. I kind of like the 55-yard line, just, covering this league for so long.
It does look, it's appealing to look at the field.
Yeah. So, the new end zones, the moving the post back, the game clock. I just feel that we still don't have an answer for the last 3 minutes. And that is the biggest question for me, because we know what happens in the NFL in the last 2 minutes when you get a certain lead and you get the ball and there's no timeout.
That's the worst. Now
we have a 35-second clock. How does that clock work in the 3 final minutes? What is, now that he said, one of the reasons he didn't want to open it up, he felt like it would have taken 10 years to change these rules. If you ask the players, if you ask the coach, he got his committee, he got the green light, he went with it. How long will it take for them to sort just one rule of the 3-minute warning? I like to have it solved as soon as possible, because that is my biggest question mark, is with the new timing, with the new game clock of 35 seconds rolling, how do you work the final 3 minutes of the football game?
Yeah, and that's totally valid. And I know we had the commissioner on our show here about a month and a half ago, and he talked about how they're going to meet with the competition committee and the Players Association on that. And it's something that they've talked about. They're well aware that they don't want to see games just go down to the wayside, that all of a sudden everybody just take a knee, right? And I know they're cognizant of it. So, there seems to be some common sense, simple fixes. If you want to do it, we'll see. But there are some changes coming. The website needed to be revamped. Oh my God, it's terrible. So that's good. It's a way to make it even better. Like, I even go on it today. I would like to have a playoff. Like, very simple. I can look at the regular season stats. I don't want to have to go and look at each individual game. I want to see the combined stats of a guy in the playoffs, for goodness sake. So simple.
Yeah, well, I was prepping for the East final.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going through it. I'm like, okay, I have to do some, not that I can't do the math. I just, okay, I got to do a little math here and look at this game and this game. And I'll tell you, even stats wise, just the way that it's sorted out and the way that they do it. Because if you want to look, if you have a game on Sunday, you don't have the updated stats on the website from the games that were on Saturday. You have it from Thursday.
Yeah.
So it's funny. My partner and I, we kind of use another website for that. And we're like, those are our boys that will use that website. And the CFL needs to update that. And it's
100%.
It was one of the first things we said when we had Stuart Johnson. I was like, what's happening with the website? Let's go. You need an app. Let's go. Well, come on.
Yeah. So that is good news to see. Should be now. What about Alouettes free agents? They got a long list of significant guys. Any concern that they might lose some guys to free agency?
It's possible. Danny Machocha, you know what? The one thing is, though, Danny Machocha has done a good job of re-signing a bunch that over the season. Sneed got his extension, and they got a couple other players signed in. I think Philpott's the big one. If Philpott, he's someone that other teams, to Canadian talent skill position, he's going to be up there. If he has another big game in the Grey Cup, that's going to be significant. But again, you win, people want to stick around with winners. And it's the same thing. The Alouettes made a commitment to Davis Alexander. Would Tyson Philpott want to leave if he feels so comfortable with Davis Alexander? Maybe there's a little bit of a, the Alouettes are able to keep him around for a little bit less if he did hit the open market. But yeah, I think that things are growing in Montreal where players want to stay and they want to go there. They feel like the market is growing. The love for the CFL is growing. It's not the same feel when it was, no owner, the Wet and Hall owners. Things are different with Pierre-Carl Pelado and what he can do. Yes, they still need a practice facility. Yes, they still rent their stadium. However, things are getting better since the new owner showed up. And I think players are starting to feel that.
Awesome, Sean. Enjoy it, man. Get to the Spirit of Edmonton at least once, maybe twice, and have a good weekend.
With this cold, I've been trying to stay indoors for 48 hours, but the convention center's right around the corner.
Oh, you got it.
I don't know. I know.
So it's the best way to cure cold.
Yeah, I know.
What you say.
I'm trying.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Yeah, it's Sean Campbell joining us from Winnipeg. The 112th Grey Cup goes on Sunday. I love it. Championship game, baby. Everything's on the table. It's like a game 7. It's only one. It's awesome. Let's get to the con man and a sports 1440 update brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, where the rates never change. No overtime charges. That's how you build a legacy. LegacyHeating.ca.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
With Zach Hyman's return to the lineup looming, the Edmonton Oilers made a pair of roster moves, placing defenseman Troy Stetzer on waivers. Also loaned rookie forward Isaac Howard to the AHL's Bakersfield Condors. Hyman, of course, fractured his wrist in Game 4 of last year's Western Conference Final on the ice in Sweden. It was the Preds over the Penguins 2-1 in overtime. Steven Stamkos with the winner. Later tonight, Hurricanes hosting the Canucks, got the Flyers in St. Louis, and the Mammoth take on the Islanders in the association. NBA Cup group play. Knicks host the Heat, Nets in Orlando. You got the Pistons and the Sixers, Rockets, Trailblazers, Bucks host the Hornets, Lakers in New Orleans, Mavericks taking on the Clippers, and the Spurs host the Warriors. Oil Kings in action out in Victoria, taking on the Royals. That gets going just after 8 in the BCHL. Spruce Grove hosting Vernon, while the Crusaders in Brooks. Both those games start at 7. AJHL, Camrose hosting from Heller. Bobcats up against Bonneville and Devon in Canmore. And at the Saddle Center this weekend, you got Bears and Pandas basketball hosting Brandon. The 10-0 Pandas get going at 6 tonight. G-Bears at 8. And Griffins hockey is the men hosting UBC at 7. While the women heading to Vancouver take on UBC at 8. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we will be joined by Dave McCarthy of Sirius XM NHL, and we'll speed things up in the Cantork Racing Report with Colin Livingston. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKG.
Lovely, positive, lovely.
Butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients.
This coming out from the new. This is coming out from the New Jersey
chicken and crunchy green
4 of them.
onions.
Stood out to you
right?
last night in that.
Wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza.
I was right. I was.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Snow, colder weather, shorter days. November is officially here. But it doesn't all have to be bad news.
Alberta.
If you're thinking about a newer used vehicle, now is the time. Massive savings, 0% financing, and don't forget tires at cost. Yes, that's right. We sell winter tires at cost. There's lots to celebrate in November. And as always, we'd like to thank all of those who have fought and served for our country. Stop in and see us today.
Sweden.
Country. I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and people who suffer brain fog might think it's just going to be part of their
40.
life. But listen, I've seen a 38-year-old man managing a concussion read her kid a bedtime story without losing the plot, all because of cognitive rehab that rewires the brain like a GPS reboot. Your brain isn't broken, it's buffering. One missed beat in focus, memory, or balance snowballs into frustration, falls, or forgotten keys. Stroke, concussion, long COVID, even aging can all lead to brain fog. Cognitive rehab works.
It's the classic.
Leadingedgephysio.com.
For all your electrical gear, EWEL.
Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the move, you're never more than a tap away from Sports 1440. Download the radio player or iHeart app today so you can get all access anytime to Edmonton's only sports radio station, Sports 1440.
Craving a dining experience that rises above the rest? Head to Summit Restaurant, nestled in the heart of the Silent Ice Center, and just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Savor Summit's exceptional house-made pizza, delectable entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails, all served in a stylish, modern atmosphere. For a casual meal or a special night on the town, Summit Restaurant offers a straightforward yet refined experience, where every bite and sip reflects our dedication to quality. Elevate your dining experience. Visit Summit Restaurant tonight.
Looking for the perfect gift?
Give the gift of great taste with a Loca Quality Market gift card. Redeemable at any Loca Quality Market or Loca operated restaurant. It's a treat for food lovers. Ready anytime. Grab yours today at loca.ca.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I'll get I've got to get 2 cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. Hey, maybe I'll eat 1 cheeseburger right away and save one for later. Maybe I'll stack them and eat them both at once. Options. Oh, delicious, delicious options.
So 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a 2 cheeseburger meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and if you're serious about selling your used RV, then I'm serious about getting you the money you want. You're not the only one who wants to spend the winter in selling mode rather than storage mode, and we're happy to help.
People come to No Bull RV 12 months of the year, right, Rick?
That's right, Bob. A used RV is one of a kind, which means when the one you're looking for comes along, customers quickly pounce on it. So if you've outgrown your RV or you're looking to upsize, downsize, or just turn it into cash, come see us at No Bull RV.
You have to be serious about selling, though, right, Rick?
Better believe it, Bob. This is for people who truly want their RV gone. If we're going to store your RV for free all winter, it has to be priced to sell. And that's why customers come to No Bull 12 months of the year. Because you never know when the perfect used RV is going to arrive. And if it's here, it won't last long.
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the tariffs? Buy Canadian. Cantork's products not only made in Canada, but right here in Edmonton. Save money, support Canada at cantork.com.
Hat tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 3 o'clock, welcome back, Jason Gregor. Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Looking at the weekend for the Oilers, they're going to take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Hurricanes playing tonight, hosting Vancouver, and then they will host the Oilers tomorrow. The Oilers will be seeing Freddie Anderson and Nat Kochetkov will get the start tonight. Also, the Oilers make some moves, as Connor Halley just told you. Zach Hyman, he is going to be activated officially tomorrow once Troy Stetcher clears waivers. Then they can take him off of LTIR or clears waivers or gets claimed, either one. And Ike Howard is going to get some playing time this weekend down in Bakersfield. I think he might have jetted out yesterday to arrive in time. We'll find out here before the end of the show. So we will see where it goes. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. We got Dave McCarthy joining us a little bit later on. We got a lot of texts. People are fired up. Hey, Greg's, it's coming up on 20 games, man. When does concern become a factor for the Oilers' inconsistent play? It's a fair question. Very fair question. Well, it's going to be different for everybody. I think some people, it was 10 games ago and they're fired up. Others are like, the slow start. What's lucky for Edmonton is that so many other teams are struggling. Like Vegas, who a lot of people thought, hey, Edmonton and Vegas are going to battle for first. Vegas just had a 6-game homestand. They won 1 of 6 games at home. The LA Kings are off to a slow start, but they're rolling lately. In they're 8-2-2. Like Seattle's 1 point up on the Oilers. Now, a lot of these teams, the Oilers have played more games than everybody else too. So, and that's not going to change because they're on that 7-game road trip. It's really not until you get into December or January before these teams start making up the games on the Edmonton Oilers. So you'll always look, and the games in hand only matter if you win the games in hand. Otherwise, it's just a game in hand. It doesn't guarantee a win. You got to win, or I guess at worst, lose in overtime or a shutout. But it doesn't automatically mean that. So, the Oilers' points percentage is obviously puts them a little bit lower than their actual standing. They got 20 points, but like Vegas has a 594 points percentage. Edmonton has a 526 because Vegas is one back and they've played 3 fewer games. So even if they go on the run where they're at and they win one of their next 3, well, they're still ahead. But Vegas has only won 7 of 16 games. Edmonton's won 8 of 19. Like, it's not, and Vegas now goes on the road and they're goaltending. Like, it's not a surprise. They got injuries. Mark Stone, ever since he's went down, that's been a huge blow for them. And Aiden Hill's not playing. And their other goalies just simply aren't giving them any good goaltending. Akira Schmid had a little bit of a run early, had some good games, but now he's back. He's 894. Carl Lindblom is playing. He's kind of like Calvin Pickard for them. He started 4 games, doesn't have a win. He's got an 869 save percentage. It's not good. Hey, Gregor, I think you're the only one who said in the offseason that you would have improved the backup rather than focusing on the starter because you don't think there's a starter. So my question is there a backup the Oilers can go get? Well, do I think a team today is going to trade their backup? Maybe, but they got to have like a good number 3 somewhere else. Now, Carolina, funny enough, that's the team to look for because they've got 3 goalies. You got Freddie Anderson, you got Kochetkov, and you got Brandon Bussi, who they claimed on waivers. Now, if they put him back on waivers, he probably would get claimed. Now, would Edmonton put a claim in for him? They might. Now, I'm not sold that Brandon Bussi is the answer, but if you look at Calvin Pickard's numbers this year, it's not good. He's got an 830 save percentage and a 4.17 goals against average. Now, his expected save percentage is 860, meaning if he was playing average, he'd be at 860. So it's still not good, right? Like they're playing terrible in front of him. But he's like a -4 goals saved above expected. He hasn't even been average when he's played. So it's kind of a double whammy. He's not playing well, and the team in front of him is beyond awful. An 860 save percentage. Like Sorokin has an 870 expected save percentage on Long Island, and his save percentage is still under 9. Now he's above because he's like 895. But people would look at that and say, oh, Sorokin's having a bad year. No, the fact that he's 895 when he's playing on an 870 shows you he's playing pretty well overall. So that Edmonton would help Pickard's numbers if they would play a little bit better. Now, the thing is, he started 6 games. He's got 5 points in 6 games. If your backup, you're 500 with your backup, you're probably doing okay. Now, I'm assuming Stu Skinner will not. I know Stu Skinner's playing tomorrow. I'm guessing Stu Skinner will play against Buffalo. So then Pickard's going to play one of the 2 games between Washington or Tampa Bay. Right? That's probably kind of where they're at. He'll play 1 out of 3, maybe 1 out of 4 every third one. And it would help if the team played better, but he also has to play better. I think they are definitely on the lookout for somebody like that. Now, do I think a backup can come in and could a backup get hot? Damn straight. Damn straight they could, man. Like, it's not unheard of. Like from year to year, look at the numbers. Right? Look at Dustin Wolf's numbers. They're coming back. They're all right. But like he started too many games for me. Like at some point, I wonder what they're doing in Calgary. He started 16 out of 19 games. And their backup has a 935 save percentage and a 1.75 goals against average. Why the hell isn't he playing him more? I don't really understand it. But, you look at other teams that have played, 3 goalies. There's not a lot. Buffalo, they sent a guy, no one claimed him. So, Carolina obviously has the extra goalie right now. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Colorado, is Trent Miner a guy that you'd be interested in? No, I don't think so. Who else has played 3? I'm just trying to go off Dallas. I don't think so. Detroit, yes. No. Gibson, and did they have another? I got to double check Detroit, but there's not a lot, to be honest. I'd probably have to dig into some guys. I'll ask Woodley if there's any AHL goalies. he thinks that maybe you take a look at to try to make a change now, because you might even say, well, hey, because we got texts coming in already. Well, what about Ingram? That's why they signed him. Well, he hasn't played a lot. And when he has played, he's played like a guy who's still trying to find his game. Like, the Oilers got him for very little because there was a lot of uncertainty. Like, you don't know if he's ever going to get back to being the goalie he was, right? Like, I don't know. The odds are probably long. Like, he's played 4 games. He's got a 405 goals against average and an 848 save percentage. He's not coming up to the NHL right away. Right? Matt Tompkins has an 882 and a 363. Right? Like, Matt Tompkins has never been, a backup goalie on any sort of regular basis in the NHL. So I don't really think that's an option. So, Brandon Bussi might be, like, if you're looking for the quickest fix, it might be Bussi in Carolina. If, they want to give him. And would you give up a 7th rounder for him? Yeah, I probably would right now. Right? Now, New Jersey, when they get their goalies healthy, Nico Dawes, but I don't think, I got to look, when was the last time Dawes? I don't even think he's there anymore. He's down in the minors, right? So, I think he is. I got to double check. Cons, is he on the roster? I don't think he is. But he was a guy I had put in at the start of the year. I thought that would be an option for them. So,
yeah, his lone game in the NHL was October 22nd. He's played 5 games in the A. So.
Oh, yeah. What's his numbers in the A?
Ooh. While I check it, I can tell you I reached out to Ryan Holt. Expect tomorrow night for Ike Howard. In the AHL this year, 2.41 goals against, save percentage of .902 with a 2-3 record.
Okay. So, yeah, like, he'd be a guy you could consider, right? Like, but I think Edmonton's probably going to say, how about we start with trying to play better team defense and see if that helps first? I'm not sure that's the best strategy, but that's what I'm going to guess is the option. We'll see. We'll take a quick break. Dave McCarthy will join us. We got Craig Button coming up, Speck, Low Tide, Livingston, and more. And Friday edition of the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Mr. Rooter watches the big game.
Go deep! What you watching, Mr. Rooter? The Plumbing Olympics. Frankie Drain Dragon Sanchez is attempting to break the world record in the 100-meter snake. Watch. Wow. Did you see that? He snaked out a 50-pound clog. And in the middle of that wad, a gold medal. What theater? Yeah, that's very cool, Mr. Rooter.
For a plumber who's good as gold, call Mr. Rooter.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love, better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquasential reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Get Black Friday prices now at The Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching love seater chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off, and with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
The basketball show turns 10, and we welcome a new generation of basketball talk. Hoop City with Paul Sir airs Saturday mornings from 10 till noon on Sports 1440. From grassroots to NBA to the Olympics, we've got you covered.
Wow, get ready for a silly hockey fan.
Gentz, your partner in power, just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
It's the Nissan Black Friday event, a full month of excitement packed with awesome vehicles and exclusive offers. Right now, finance the Nissan Kicks for 0% for 24 months. Plus, get $1,000 Nissan bonus and enjoy an epic ride wherever you go. This Black Friday, we've got great offers and limited inventory. Get yours today before they're all gone. These offers won't last. Go see your local Nissan dealer or Nissan.ca for more details. Conditions apply.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Japa Machinery. Japa is digging deep on their 50-year history of supporting Alberta's construction industry with their line of special edition blackout excavators. Visit japamachinery.com for all the details.
From puck drop to kickoff, it's the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$325. Any hockey or ringette coaches who, because I know that ice time is at a premium for many. You can't get ice for your team. If you need a practice slot tomorrow night, because I actually kind of forgot we had purchased an extra slot. Now we have a game that coincides at the same time. So I'll sell our practice slot at a pretty good price. It's at Nate Arena tomorrow night at 7:45. If you're looking, if you're interested, let me know. Send me a text, 833-401-1440. It's 7:45 at the Nate Arena tomorrow night if you need some slot for your hockey team. So there you go. Now, let's get to around the NHL. Actually, no, in the room, brought to you by Action Electrical. 53 years. They have now grown and expanded into one of the most diversified electrical contractors in the province, and they are hiring 2nd, 3rd, and 4th year electrical apprentices. If that's you, I would send a resume. careers@actionelectrical.net. Tell them the Gregor Show sent you. You can tell them you're a sports fan and you know all the stuff to be an electrician. It's a win-win. careers@actionelectrical.net. Welcome in from Sirius XM. Dave McCarthy joins us now. Davey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm impressed, I have to say, by anybody who can do serious electrical work. I can do rudimentary electrical work, and that includes changing a light bulb, at times affixing a light fixture to the ceiling, and one time changing a 3-way switch where like you have 2, right? And then one at one end of the room, the other at the other end of the room. And no matter which way you flip it, it either turns it on or off. I didn't get it the first time, but I got it the second time. And when I did, oh, did I ever feel like I had accomplished something that day.
There is something about, if you're not, I don't care when you're handy or not, but when you, whether it's, you build, saw a piece of wood to build a bench, and you're just like, okay, I accomplished something. But yeah, electrical work. Unfortunately, I've shocked myself a few times.
Oh yeah,
on the farm, so I can tell you it is not. Now, at the same time, I remember with my brother, when I was setting up our electric fence, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not sure it's on. Do you want to check it?
No, thanks.
Yeah. Oh no, he would. I'm like, because you touch it. No, you got to grab it.
I've got an outdoor electrical outlet right beneath where there is a planter affixed on the wall. And a couple of years ago, I watered the planter, obviously too much, and then it dripped onto the electrical outlet. And I went to unplug something from that outlet that was wet, unbeknownst to me at the time. And as Kramer might say, duh.
Yeah. Oh no, it's you can get a pretty good buzz from it. No, there's no question. Davey, I know it's next Thursday we will reach officially the number of games to be at the quarter mark of the season, and there are a few teams, including the one here in Edmonton, that need a little shock to their system on how they're playing, because it definitely hasn't been consistent enough. But like there's like Vegas used to be the fortress, was almost it was impenetrable. Road teams barely won there. They just had a 6-game homestand. They won once.
Yeah.
You look at the Toronto Maple Leafs, they got all sorts of goaltending problems. They've given up the most goals in the NHL. Their defense isn't great, right? They got some concerns now. Now, Wall's coming back, my understanding is, but any idea on where he's at and how good he can be? I guess the good news is it's going to be hard to be worse.
Yeah, I mean, he played okay. The results really weren't the raison d'etre for getting him to the AHL. It was just to see some game action, because he hadn't played in a game since the playoffs. That's a long time. So he was okay, not great, but the Leafs don't have much choice right now. I would be staggered if he did not start on Saturday night against the Chicago Blackhawks. Dennis Hildeby's played in each of the last 4 games since being recalled on Saturday. That's too much. And now, like, he's been okay. He's been, like, quite honestly, not the problem. It's time for Joe Woll to play. So I think he's going to play. Where is he at? He says he's feeling good. He says he's good to go. He's ready when he's called on. Craig Berube didn't say for sure he was going to play, but I think that's more a case if he just didn't want to announce it today. He'd prefer to say it tomorrow morning. I don't know what's the difference, but I think it's Joe Woll's time to get in the net on Saturday. And then, like, you hope the guy is going to be a competitor and say, like, well, Stolarz is hurt right now. Let me grab the net for a run here and play so well that I play every night, whether or not Anthony's available. Mm-hmm. Now, part of what has happened is that Stolarz, because of Woll's absence, has not just played more than he has ever played in his career, but basically as much as anyone has played this year in terms of games available to play and games actually played, because Woll has been unavailable. And that's, I think, contributed to, Berube agreed, a level of play that was well beneath what we became accustomed to Anthony Stolarz showing us last year. It's time Joe Woll plays. It's time he plays good. They need better goaltending, but beyond that, they also need to play a hell of a lot better as a group in Toronto, Jason, because the amount of times that it just looks like they're chugging along, they're okay, they're in the game, and then their feet just sink into quicksand in their own end. Nobody moves. They get caved in for minutes on end, and then invariably they give up a goal. Like the third goal last night that cut the deficit to 1. Hey, he gave up 4 rebounds before the time they finally jammed. Like, what are you doing? Whether it's Patrick Waugh, Marty Brodeur, Dennis Hildebrand, no one's stopping that. You got to be a lot better as a group. So I think that's the biggest thing, is that without the puck collectively, Toronto's got to be way better, and we know they can be. It's a very similar group to what we saw last year. They were much better. I don't know why this has persisted to the extent that it has this year.
Yeah. It is. It was interesting. Nylander says, "Hey, we're scoring. They have the fourth most goals in the NHL." And he goes, "I'd be concerned more for that because it's harder to do score," which I agree with him.
Yeah.
But playing better defense is just a willingness to do it. And I'm not sold that Willie Nylander's ever been the guy who's really willing to really clamp down defensively. So he says it, but now he with Matthews out and Marner gone, then he has to be the leader and be better defensively.
Yeah, he does. Like, I totally agree with what he said. If you can't score, you can't get a coach come in and implement a systems change and suddenly, you're wheeling up and down the ice. You either have the talent or you don't. They've shown that they can score. But what's really frustrating for a lot of Leaf fans, and I think for the team itself, is that this is a group that played pretty reliably defensively last year. There were not many nights where they would shoot themselves in the foot. Quite honestly, Jason, a lot of times last year, by the midway point of the third period, I had my feet up on my desk because my story was written and I knew it wasn't going to change. Unlike in the Sheldon Keefe era, where, yes, it was entertaining, but I was always writing with my hair on fire coming down the stretch in the third because there'd be like a 2-goal comeback or they'd give up 2 goals and suddenly you throw your story out, you got to rewrite. It never really happened last year, and that was a real hallmark to their success. Their proficiency in goaltending is because the shots were predictable and like Stolar's wall, they never let in shots that you threw your head back and say that can't go in the net. The shots were very predictable. They stopped the majority of them. Like, they really didn't let in bad goals last year. And that's just gone away for whatever reason this year. And I think that's the confounding thing, is because if anything, you would have thought they would have suffered in their ability to produce offense. They haven't. They were second in the league in goals coming into the games last night. It's that, for whatever reason, their ability to defend has disappeared.
Yeah. The Montreal Canadiens, their first 8 games, they only allowed 21 goals. Their last 9, they've allowed 37. Dobish, he was very emotional after the one loss, but it looks like Montreal at the start of the year, I said, hey, I think Montreal is going to be one of the more entertaining teams to watch. They're going to score a lot. They're going to give up a lot. And they were better defensively for 8 games, but the last 9 games, Dave, their defense has kind of come back to where we thought it would be.
Yeah, that's why Montreal has been an entertaining team. But, you look at where they are in the standings right now, I do not see them sustaining themselves in first in the Atlantic Division. I think they'll be a playoff team. They can score enough to, quite honestly, mitigate a lot of problems. And in the regular season, you can get away with that, especially at the beginning of the year when, some teams just don't get off to great starts. You're rolling offensively. The first month of the year, you really have to be careful. Montreal, if they really want to be a cup contender, and I think they've got the offensive ability to do it, but they have got to get themselves to a point where they play a much more sustainable system. They kind of remind me a little bit of like Tampa Bay before they won cups, right? Like they'd score so many goals. They generally have good regular seasons. They were entertaining, but they couldn't keep the puck out of their net. And you just cannot win like that. And then they finally got the message. It sunk in and they had success. That to me is what Montreal is right now. Like they were Tampa Bay, whatever it was, 6-7 years ago. I think Montreal is destined for greatness. I really do. You look at the talent that they have, and it is elite. You look at that talent that they do have, their contractual situation, a lot of the guys are locked up for long term at what now look like bargain deals, like 8s and 9s, not 16s and 17s. That'll give them their ability to continue to build out their team, but I don't think they're there yet. They're going to need to, hammer down on a defensive system. I think they're going to have to bring in some guys, especially on the back end, that are a lot more predictable when they don't have the puck.
The Ottawa Senators have kind of found their stride here a little bit. They gave up a lot of goals early on. They're slowly starting to defend a little bit better. Where do you come out in the Sens?
I'm surprised that they are where they are right now. At the beginning of the year, especially when Brady Tkachuk first went down, I watched a few games. They didn't look like they had any interest in defending. They looked, kind of like last year was a bit of a blur and like a flash in the pan. I am surprised now, and they've done all this without Brady Tkachuk. So I'll give them credit. And once you get Brady back, they're going to be in that much better a position. Maybe I was wrong on my assessment. It seems like there's a better chance that I was. So I will give them credit, but I did not see them in this position 3 weeks ago. I was quite down on them. They didn't look like they were doing the things that they did last year that got them to a better place. That was being a lot more defensively reliable, especially in the second half of the year. I thought that would carry over. It didn't right away, but lately they've been much better, and I think they deserve a ton of credit, keeping themselves afloat without their captain. And once he comes back, they're going to be that much better. Now, in saying all that, they've got 22 points. Leafs have 18. They threw away 3 points over the weekend against Boston and Carolina. They're up in the Boston game. No, I shouldn't say they were up in the Carolina game. They should have gone at least to overtime with Boston. So there's 3 points. I think part of it is because some teams have underperformed in their division. Leafs, Florida, Tampa. But, man, you can't count those Florida teams out. They're still lurking. They're absolutely right there in the conversation still. Matthew Tkachuk's going to come back in maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month. He's around the corner. So I think part of why they are where they are right now, I think predominantly is because the Leafs have been beating themselves. Can they figure that out? We'll see. But in saying all that, they're 9-5-4, and they've kept themselves afloat. They bought themselves some time for Brady Tkachuk to get back. I'm very impressed with Ottawa because I thought their season was quite honestly going nowhere good.
The Buffalo Sabres have lost 4 in a row again, Dave. They're in the basement of the Eastern Conference. Rasmus Dahlin obviously took that leave of absence to be with his fiance, which obviously made a ton of sense. But there doesn't seem to be a lot of light at the end of the tunnel in Buffalo. I know Nashville got a win today in Sweden against Pittsburgh, and it's great. And I don't see a lot of light for Nashville. Now, 2 kind of different things because Buffalo has missed for 14 years. But, man, these organizations, Buffalo's got some young players. Nashville's got an older team.
Yeah.
Do you think the Preds can sell off? And do you think the Sabres should sell off? Or should they keep their guys?
No, I think they should sell off. I mean, they haven't won in regulation since they beat the Leafs in late October. They've lost 8 of their last 9 games. The season, it's terrible to say, but it's over yet again in Buffalo. So, look, I think you have to identify the group that you want to continue to have in Buffalo, and then I think you got to look to sell off some veteran guys. I don't think you sell Rasmus Dahlin. I feel really bad for him. What a terrible situation to have to endure personally. You wish him and his fiance the best, but I give him a pass. I cannot imagine playing under those circumstances. I don't know how he did at the beginning of the year. I think he's a part of your core. I really think he is. Owen Power, I think he's also a part of your core. Anybody else on that blue line, give me a call. Alex Tuck, give me a call. I think you have to look at moving him along. Tage Thompson, you got to blow my doors off. But if you do, I'm willing to talk. The problem, though, with Buffalo is who is the guy that you're calling right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Adams was at the Leaf game last night scouting. But what is his job status right now? He's been with his hands on the wheel since the summer of 2020? Here they are. And it doesn't look like they're going anywhere good. So has he earned the right to try to turn this over again? Or is there a managerial change coming in Buffalo. And I don't think that would be unreasonable. And I hate to call for anyone's job. I really do. But I think they're at a point in Buffalo where they need someone to come in with some experience, steady hand on the rudder, tell the owner, if I ever see your name show up on this thing, okay, in the first 5 years of my employ, I walk immediately and you pay me all my money. In other words, never call me. Never call me. And that's the only way you're going to get a guy of some consequence to come in there to run the ship. But I think that's what they need to do. I don't think Kevin Adams has earned the right to try to rebuild this rebuild of rebuilds.
He's had his 5 years. It's been 5 years.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, I can't let him make the decisions on moving guys out. It's such a terrible position to be in yet again in Buffalo because it looks like they're utterly directionless. And I can understand why that poor guy after game one who was walking, I guess, to his car in the parking lot there in Buffalo was losing his friggin' mind. I get it.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, when it's game one and you're that upset, you know you're in for a long season. Yeah. Davey, have a great weekend, buddy. We'll talk to you on the brunch on Sunday and next week here on the Gregor Show. Have a great weekend.
Love it. See you, buddy.
That's Dave McCarthy from Sirius XM. We'll come back and we'll speed things up on the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk. Elevate your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business, and for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I'll get I've got to get 2 cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. Hey, maybe I'll eat 1 cheeseburger right away and save one for later. Maybe I'll stack them and eat them both at once. Options. Oh, delicious, delicious options.
So 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a 2 cheeseburger meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off a $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
From the local rinks to homes and businesses across the province, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel life affordably, reliably, and safely. We're members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, providing natural gas to keep our rural neighborhoods warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. To learn more about the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and our members, and how natural gas fuels your community, visit fedgas.com. Alberta's energy. Game on.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Enjoy a taste of Hawaii with the Papa John's Aloha Trio. Try the classic Hawaiian, Super Hawaiian, or Hawaiian barbecue chicken pizzas for only $19.99 each at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
Tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
3:48. Positive Friday. How are you? Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. If you missed it, Zach Hyman will be playing tomorrow. Troy Stetcher placed on waivers today. Ike Howard has been loaned to Bakersfield. He will not play tonight, but he will make his Condors debut tomorrow. We'll find out at noon tomorrow if Stetcher has been, if team put in a claim, or he'll be heading down to Bakersfield himself. Hyman will come back in. We'll find out the morning skate tomorrow. Oilers had the day off today. Carolina actually plays tonight against Vancouver. It's kind of the rare time we're near the road team, and the home team is playing the second half of a back-to-back, not you. So we'll see if that's a benefit at all to the Oilers. I don't know if they can find their defensive game somewhere walking the streets of Carolina today, but maybe they should, because it's been MIA. Like, we see it. We've seen it for 30 minutes in a game, 40 minutes in a game, but then it disappears. And last night, I don't know if we saw it at all. That first period could have been much uglier. Second period started as worse as you possibly could with two just mishandlings in the puck in the first 30 seconds. And Columbus scores to make it 2-0. And Edmonton was in chase mode, and they made it close, but ultimately lose to Columbus. And another tough night for Calvin Pickard for how he played, but also how the team in front of him played. It's not been a great year for either group together. When Pickard plays last year, he had one of the best. I think he had the second best expected save percentage in the NHL. And everyone's like, "Oh, they must love him. That's why they play better. They love him." So now, if that was your argument last year, then your argument this year should be, well, they must clearly not like him because now he's got the worst expected save percentage. .860. Brutal. Now, let's get to the Racing Report, brought to you by Cantork. Best way to beat the terrorists, by Canadian. Not only is Cantork's products made in Canada, but they're made right here in the City of Champions. By Canadian. Support Canadian. Cantork.com. It's Colin Livingston joins us. And Colin, this past weekend, the closest qualifying ever in the history of F1, the top 10 qualifiers were all within 0.52 hundredths of a second.
Yeah, it's been really, really close all year. Lots of the Q1s have been 1 second from like first to 20th. Like, this car is so heavily developed and everyone's got kind of everything they possibly can out of it. It's just these little minuscule differences.
So if there's that small of a difference in qualifying, why is there seemingly such a bigger difference on race day?
Because the way the car gets set up for qualifying is totally different than race. Like, qualifying.
Why? Why do they do that? Like,
because you work with the rules that you have. So qualifying, you only need to make one lap at speed. Teams will put just enough fuel to do their out lap.
Oh, yeah.
One, maybe a cool down and another lap, depending on how much time they have. But for the race, you're running 100 kilos of fuel. That puts a lot of weight on the car. You've got to get your tires to the end of a tire window, which can be, Brazil, they were running up to like 35 laps per tire stint. So you've got to set the car up much differently to maximize it for race versus quali.
Max had himself a hell because he did qualify 16th, first time in his career where he didn't crash out, that he didn't actually qualify for Q1. And he was going to start 16th, but they said, you know what, we're going to make some other changes. So he started out of pit row and then drove all the way to third, which is pretty impressive. Antonelli, he's having himself a pretty good year.
Oh yeah, I mean he's definitely. I mean, my opinion, he's definitely the rookie of the year. You can argue, Behrman is doing quite well in much less of a car, but Antonelli really proved what and who he is as a driver towards the end of that race in Brazil, as Max is charging on him with red tires. Now Max's tires were worn, so were Antonelli's. He didn't put a tire off. He didn't fall for any of Max's dummies that he was trying to sell him. He didn't, kind of fall for any of the tricks. He just put his car where he needed to. He drove it the way he needed to, and as every race tends to work out. If the race was a couple laps longer, Max maybe would have had a shot. But Antonelli, did a great job.
He is, I think he's 7th in the racing points now. Norris gets the win. Piastri minimized the damage, but he crashed out, right? So he kind of his own worst enemy. Now he's 24 points back of Norris. He's only 25 ahead of Verstappen for the battle between second and third place. You thought that, hey, they're doing everything. I don't know if they did anything on purpose there. Is Piastri pushing because he feels like maybe they're trying to benefit him, or did he just make a mistake?
So this is a coincidental thing, and I'm going to preface by saying there was absolutely no malice or any kind of deliberate intention, but Piastri's crash in the sprint was directly the result of what Norris did immediately before that. So Norris, they came down the S's, they kind of got to turn 3. Norris ran over the curbs, which is fine, but it was wet. And what he did when he went over the curbs is he kind of sucked a bunch of the water up and put it a little bit further down the track. That, it's not coincidence that when Piastri hit it, Hülkenberg hit it, and Colapinto hit it, all 3 of them drove into the fence. Like within 10 seconds, within 15 seconds, 3 cars were dumped. And again, it's not something that Norris did deliberately. If he did, he's like the greatest mind in racing, because, you just, nobody would really think like that, but that's the way it worked out. Yeah. Piastri had a great recovery, didn't quite make it to the podium, but did a good job to kind of mitigate the damage. Now they've got, 3 races left with Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. There's still lots of racing left. Piastri just needs to kind of go back to what he was doing before, so that, he had the car, he had the mindset. He's been a little unlucky. He actually mentioned this week that the way that they handled the pit stops in Monaco really weared on him, that, giving something back that he shouldn't necessarily give him back. But there's still, 75 points in racing, and I think there's one more sprint. So there's a potential for a driver to pick up 83 points. Max is out of it. It's now really down to Piastri and Norris.
Now, Ferrari's got a little bit of infighting. If there's no drama in F1, it's boring. You had the John Elkman, the Ferrari chairman. We definitely have drivers who need to focus on driving and talk less, because we still have important races ahead of us, and getting second place is not impossible. But then the team principal, Fred Vassar, said, hey, we must ask ourselves the right questions if Ferrari hasn't won for years. We've changed the team principal, the drivers. We've changed everything except one thing. Is he calling out the chairman?
100%. And, God bless him, and kudos to Fred Vasseur for really stepping up for his drivers and really stepping up for his team to say, look, and to really go to the head of the entire company and essentially, you can say, punch him in the baby maker, slap him in the face, whatever you want to call it. That kind of stuff is unacceptable from a corporate leader. Like, let's be realistic here. This has been a terrible season for Ferrari. Charles Leclerc won races last year. He hasn't won a race this year. Lewis Hamilton, arguably the greatest driver in F1 history, definitely the greatest driver of his era, hasn't forgotten how to drive a race car. Telling your drivers to stop talking and focus more on driving when you get asked the same question week in and week out and week in and week out by countless reporters. Hey, you've won all these races and you've been a really good driver. What's wrong with the car? At what point? And the drivers haven't said anything really derogatory. They haven't really pointed fingers. They've just said that the car is very, very difficult to drive, which it has been. For the big boss to say, you guys need to shut up. The other side of this whole thing is they went after Lewis. They courted him being, the most socially outspoken active driver. I mean, maybe Vettel was a little bit more socially minded than Lewis, but they brought him over because he's got the marketability, because of his social presence, because of how he does things. Why would you then tell your driver to just shut up? Like, and if this is what we're hearing publicly, imagine what's happening behind closed doors.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
They, there's not enough fingers to plug up all the holes in the sinking ship right now.
And are you surprised that Colapinto is staying on with Alpine?
Surprised? No. But when people want to know what politics in racing looks like, this is exactly what it looks like.
Because he's got financial supporters.
He's got the right sponsor. He's got the right connection. Alonso is the guy that represents him. Alonso and Flavio Briatore, they go back to Renault. It's not clearly Colapinto is not the greatest driver in the world. I mean, he's not quite down to where Lance Stroll is. He just hasn't had enough time to make the same kind of mistakes. Like, Colapinto is talented, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of other able drivers that could get much better results with that car. But the fact is that, money talks and BS takes the bus.
Yeah, well, that is true. Because his results haven't been great, but I guess they feel that he's got the supporters, and I don't know, maybe he'll get better, but he hasn't shown anything to say, okay, this guy's going to get better.
He had a brief glimpse of brilliance when he first started with Williams, but since he got bought out and brought over by Alpine, he's really, really, really been crash prone. Hasn't had any reasonable success in any of his finishes. So, the car hasn't been great, granted, but he seems to compound the mistakes, and he's cost the team quite a bit.
Who are you picking to the Grey Cup? Montreal or Saskatchewan?
I'm going to say Saskatchewan. I haven't got a friggin' clue.
No?
No.
Well, there you
the
go.
only reason I knew that it was the Alouettes and Saskatchewan is I was listening on the way over here. I thought it was over, to be honest. I had no idea it was still going on.
There you go. Hey, not everybody follows every sport. That's why we talk lots of sports on the show. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll chat with you next week.
Sounds good, man.
It's called Livingston in the Race Report, brought to you by Can Torque. Let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. They got winter tires at cost. Yes, at cost. If you don't believe me, check it out yourself. NorthgateGM.com.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
With Zach Hyman's return to the lineup, Blooming, the Edmonton Oilers making some moves today, placing defenseman Troy Stetra on waivers, also loaning rookie forward Ike Howard to the Bakersfield Condors. He'll make his debut tomorrow night. Hyman, of course, fractured his wrist in Game 4 of last year's Western Conference Final. In the NHL, one game down across the pond in Sweden. Preds get past the Penguins 2-1 in overtime. Later today, Canes host the Canucks. Flyers in St. Louis, and you get the Mammoth taking on the Islanders. In the association tonight, Heat in New York taking on the Knicks. You got the Pistons and the Sixers, Trailblazers in Houston, Bucks hosting the Hornets, Kings, Timberwolves, Pelicans, Lakers, and the Warriors take on the San Antonio Spurs. Oil Kings are in Victoria this evening, taking on the Royals. That one gets going at 8:05. BCHL, Spruce Grove hosting Vernon with the Crusaders in Brooks. Both those games start at 7. And in the AJ, Camrose hosting Trim Heller. Bobcats up against Bonnyville and Devon in Canmore. And at the Saville Center tonight, you've got Bears and Pandas basketball, both teams hosting Brandon. The 10-0 Pandas start at 6. G-Bears at 8. Griffins hockey hosting UBC tonight at 7. While the women on the road taking on UBC as well at 8. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll hear Cam Tate's 2-minute warning, ask 5 questions, and be joined by Craig Button from the NHL on TSN. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
You know your neighbor, right? The one who walks to your house when you're away, who keeps their yard looking nice, who says hello every day. That's us. GS Construction. Now, we probably don't live right beside you, but we do live in our community. And when it comes to water and wastewater infrastructure, moving along smoothly, we're the ones doing that work. GS Construction has been doing it since 1974, over 50 years. So you could say we are your neighbors who wear hard hats and work.
Portions of this
To find out what your neighbors do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Sure, your couch is comfortable.
Portions of this hour
but
brought
watching the game is always better and on the rocks.
to you by
With
Papa
crystal
John's.
clear TVs, you won't miss a single play. And the Elks are a major league win. Pre-game warm-up starts with specials 30 minutes before the puck drops. Get 69-cent wings and $5.75 Molson Canadian and Coors Light drafts. And play score and win every game for your chance to win big. Be part of the
Portions
action
of
this
this hour.
hockey season.
Step, 3 o'clock, welcome.
Online at ontherocks.com.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Since 2016, we've been at the forefront of hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada. I'm delighted to share our latest venture, in-house production for quicker turnaround, superior quality, and heightened versatility. Experience excellence at cantork.com.
They're not just a grocery store. They're a butcher, a baker, a cafe, deli, rotisserie pizza, and restaurant, all under one roof. Loca Quality Market does food differently with 2 locations to serve you, Edmonton and Sherwood Park. Visit loca.ca.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
An electrical solar team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy. Designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Miss golf during the off-season? Of course you do. So head to the Leduc Golf Club and try their state-of-the-art golf simulators. Perfect your swing. Enjoy delicious food and beverages, and even book a lesson with one of the Leduc Golf Club pros. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or just starting, the Leduc Golf Club simulators offer a great way to keep your game sharp any time of the year. Call or visit the Leduc Golf Club today to book your spot and swing into action all year round.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. From weekend warriors to professional athletes, kids playing soccer to grandparents in the garden, rotator cuff tears and tendonitis to post-surgical knees and hips, we fix your body. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Hat tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 4 o'clock as we make our way through Positive Friday. Oilers, day off today. They are getting set to take on the Carolina Hurricanes tomorrow. Hurricanes are actually hosting Vancouver. Tonight, something tells me the players won't be watching that game live. The coaches might. And a lot of times the coaches are on the road. They'll go watch a game and do a little advanced scouting, so we'll see. It is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca, where you can get in the game. Use the promo code Gregor50. Make a $50 deposit, and guess what? Use that code, and they'll give you another $50. Pretty good deal at playalberta.ca, where Zach Hyman will make his season debut tomorrow in Carolina, which is good news for the Edmonton Oilers. Maybe someone will add a little energy, a little juice to their team, because anybody who's watched them will agree that it is something that they have been lacking, to say the least. So, see where it goes. We'll find out tomorrow at the morning skate which line Hyman's going to be on. I would like to think it's going to be with McDavid and Savoy, but we'll see. I would not start tomorrow's game. You don't have Jacob Slavin in the lineup. Why would you play McDavid and Draisaitl together? Doesn't make any sense. Split them up. Look at the D pair. You don't have Chatfield. You don't have Slavin. Their defense is broken down a little bit. It's funny because Jesse just texts in, hey, guys, do you think Stetcher will get claimed? I think there's a chance he gets claimed to teams who have injuries right now. And one of those teams, funny enough, Carolina Hurricanes. They've got Slavin out. They've got Chatfield out. Now, they currently have Keandre Miller, Sean Walker, Shane Gostisbehere, Mike Riley, Alexander Nikishin, Joel Nystrom, right? They've got another guy up in Gavin Bayro. So not a ton of experience. So I could see them because Chatfield's a right shot D-man. Charles Alex Legault, another young right shot defenseman's hurt. So Carolina might look and say, hey, we would claim Stetcher until we get our guys back healthy. It's possible, right? That's kind of where I see it. I think Troy Stetcher is like a number 6 or a number 7. So a team who's got some injury issues on the back end, they might look at it. Funny enough, could be Carolina. Be wild if they claim them, then put them in the lineup, right? Because think about what if Carolina suffers an injury on defense tonight? Then I could easily see Carolina putting in a claim because they would A, the guy's right there. B, they need a defenseman. So that could work for sure. Let's get to the 2-minute warning with Cam Tate, brought to you by good friends at Legacy Heating and Cooling. They are hiring. If you're looking for a great opportunity, get a hiring bonus, RRSP matching, very competitive wage, and tuition reimbursement. They got it all. LegacyHeating.ca. Cam Tate, longtime journalist in town. Although Tater's in studio here, Cons. Did he send it to you? Because I'm supposed to read it, but I don't have it. So we'll have to see. Do you have it, Cons?
Yeah, I can forward it.
Yeah,
to
why don't you forward it to me?
He does have you on the.
He does. Well, it's not in my email right now. So you send it to me, and then I'll read it. Because on Fridays, the 2-minute warning, Tater likes me to read it live for you. So here we go. I got it. We're ready to roll, Cons. We're ready to roll. So you meet all kinds in life, but if you're lucky, really lucky, you meet a Maxine Bradley. Mrs. B, as I knighted her long ago. A woman so full of life, she could power a small Saskatchewan town simply by laughing at a referee's call. We met in the mid-'60s when she and her family arrived at our house to help my mom and dad with an exercise program for my cerebral palsy. Within minutes, we realized we shared the same spiritual compass. It pointed directly at CFL football. Snacks optional, but encouraged. Now, I've watched a lot of touchdowns in my day. I've seen fans leap, shout, dance, faint, spill beer, and once accidentally propose marriage. But only Mrs. B celebrated by grabbing both ankles and clapping her feet together like she was auditioning for Cirque du Soleil before it was invented. Doctors recommended against it. Lawyers strongly recommended against it. For nearly 40 years, my parents hosted the Bradleys for the Grey Cup. It was tradition, like turkey at Christmas, fireworks on July 1st, and the Lions breaking hearts in the fourth quarter. I phoned Mrs. B on Wednesday. She's 92 now, which in football years is somewhere between legend and immortal. I suggested we reunite for the game. She instantly recalled her famous entrance from years ago. Sash, pom-poms, a grin wide enough to block a convert announcing, "I'm Mrs. Grey Cup." She remembered the feast Mom always cooked, despite Mom not caring for football. She'd sit in the corner knitting or cutting paper dolls for her kindergarten class, immune to interceptions, fumbles, and halftime analysis. It was also the year the game was so dull, my dad switched off the TV and rolled out the home movies. A Grey Cup party cheering a 1968 trip to Jasper. Jim Taylor himself couldn't have scripted it better. Grey Cup weekend brings people together, like duct tape, only friendlier. So enjoy the Riders and the Owls. As for inviting Miss B, no chance. At my age, I can't risk the abdominal damage caused by her laughter. Watching a Grey Cup with her is like doing 200 sit-ups without the health benefits. Cam Tate, 2-minute warning. Sports 1440. Tater, Gregor, Halley. Grey Cup is a lot of fun. Cons, you got any plans for Sunday's Grey Cup?
Yeah, well, I mean, just watching with the family. We'll head over to my parents' house. We don't really have a traditional meal or anything like that. I know a lot of people do chilies and things like that. For us, it'll likely be ordering in pizza. Don't want to miss any of the games, so just watching it with the family. How about you?
Yeah, you know what? Ours is pretty simple. We have a big veggie platter and nachos, and with lots of cheese. Different. You got one of them is nachos with chicken, and then the other one is nachos with ground beef on top. So you get to double dip, and you know what? My son did. You know, he doesn't mind the dipping in sour cream. Hasn't really got into guacamole yet. He did try salsa last year. Didn't mind it. So we'll see how it goes. But now, because I remember when I was a kid, I was not a guac fan either until I got older. Now I love it. So yeah, it's the nachos for both Grey Cup and Super Bowl. That's become kind of our tradition. Very much like it. Looking for. I don't really have nachos homemade any other time of year, I think, other than those two games. So it's perfect. It's probably why I like it.
Perfect for football.
It will be. And you know what? There's actually you know what? If there's obviously the early NFL games if you want to preamble to that game. And by the time the Grey Cup starts, most of the games are over. Like I'm definitely not watching a Sunday night football week 11 or week 10. What is it, week 11? Yeah, I think it's week 11. There are there are a few games. That Seattle Rams game, that would be pretty good. The KC Denver game, not bad at all either. And then Monday night, that Dallas game, probably pretty emotional for that team. No question. The Patriots did hold on, con man. What do we tell Walker? Like, I can't believe he didn't pick the Jets. Like, that was the most obvious. Now, I still think he could be right with the Raiders to lose against Dallas, but I still can't believe he passed up on the Jets. Like, that was Captain Obvious. There's no way they were going to win on the road in New England.
Cover the spread and under.
Yeah.
I hope people took my advice at playalberta.ca, but yeah, you're right. I mean, the Jets, I know they'd won 2 straight in a row, but it was a return game that they had special teams prior to this matchup. Patriots are just a solid team, right? Like I'm probably not as high as some people are when it comes to the Patriots, but they're not going to beat the Jets or then lose to the Jets. Justin Fields was missing throws. They were having drops coming from AD Mitchell. Like he should have had over 70 yards. Ended up with 1. He had 6 targets. It just wasn't good. So yeah, that was probably one Walk's regrets now, but I don't mind his decision. We'll see if it changes. Sunday nighter though, Gregor, like once the Grey Cup wraps up, you might have a good game with the Lions and the Eagles.
Yeah, it could be by the time the Grey Cup's over, but I'm all in on the Grey Cup, like 100%. I expecting the game to be good, to be pretty good. I have no issues with it.
What do you think of the halftime show?
You know me, Cons. I never get that. What is it? The MGK, is that who it is?
Machine Gun Kelly, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. He's not really my cup of tea, but I'll probably watch because he's only performed. Like, usually you perform 3 or 4 of your best songs. So I know there's a few of his songs I like. If he plays those, I'll probably be fine with it. Right. But I've actually never seen like even a snippet of him in concert. So I have no idea. I'm going to guess he's going to be a good entertainer. If you get called upon to do a halftime show at the national game, I would think you're going to be decent, but I don't know. People get so bent out of shape about the halftime show now. It doesn't matter which one it is. You're going to, that sucked. And then other people are like, yeah, that was awesome. Like, whatever, to each their own. I just like, I refuse to go on social media during halftime shows. I refuse to do it. Like, there is no bigger waste of time than that.
Yeah, this free entertainment wasn't good. Like, just if you have something negative about it, just put the phone down. Don't tweet. You don't have to do that. But
don't even really don't give him oxygen. That's why I would not even go comment. Like, hey, Knock your shoes off. People are gonna, because lots of people they'll complain about everyone because they're like, yeah, look, someone's talking to me back. Like, what? I don't get it. But you won't. I haven't been like, oh my God, I can't wait for Machine Gun Kelly. But at the same time, I'm not like, oh my God, it's Machine Gun Kelly. I won't watch. I'm kind of oblivious to it. It doesn't, like, who is the Super Bowl halftime show this year?
Bad Bunny.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, that got everybody.
People hated that.
Well, it's funny about it is there's lots of people that he's not American. Yes, he is. They don't even know their own country. So I'm like, it's hard for me to take you serious when you complain about, he's not American. But he is American. So, yeah.
People expose themselves.
Oh, yeah. Do they ever? Hey, boys, I'm getting concerned. Tell me on a positive Friday why I shouldn't be concerned, because I keep seeing the same problems and we're almost 20 games in. From Suddenly Serious Steve. Suddenly Serious Steve. All right. Now I can understand why you're concerned. To me, when I look at the Oilers, like, look at that second goal last night. Like, maybe you don't want to watch it again, but go back and watch it. Like, Evan Bouchard's just skating behind the net and just loses control of the puck. They give up a good chance. Pickard actually makes a really good save. Then, they block it. McDavid's got the puck now. Okay, no problem. McDavid mishandles the puck. Boom, goal. You're just like, how often, like, because that's not a breakdown of a system. There's not, like, that's just a play where you're just like, oh my God, maybe it's a lack of focus. I know people say, yeah, Gregor, the ice was bad. Well, if the ice was bad, was it only bad on Edmonton's stick? Like, did they have different tape that allowed the puck to bounce on their more than it did? Because I didn't see Columbus guys overskating the puck twice in a span of 15 seconds, cost them a goal against. No. So they just, like, even the fifth goal, you've got four guys basically on each corner. If we want to draw a square in front of the net into the lower slot, protect the house. Okay, we got the lower corner right and left. We got the high corner right and left. It's all covered. But just wait a sec. We're not going to cover the guy in the middle of the box, wide open. He's not going to score. He won't get the puck. Goal. Like, my God. So that's actually fairly easy of a fix, is how I look at it. So eventually the Oilers will wake up and be like, hey, you know what? We're going to stop beating ourselves. There are going to be games they lose when they play well because the other teams are going to play well. But man, have they gifted the other teams a lot of games this year. Holy cow. I can't tell you when, until like I said, and I said it on Monday, Cons, until the Oilers remove themselves. Because when you're in a dance, who controls you? You control your choice. You want to dance? Do you not want to dance? Well, the Oilers in their dance of mediocrity, 1 step forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, cha, cha, cha. Well, they're the ones who control it. If you don't want to dance, what do? Now I'm out. That's not, or I'm going to dance, but I'm going to be good at it. I'm going to know what's going on. Right now, it's like they got 2 left feet on the dance floor. I don't know which way they're going. They're just spinning in circles. So until they decide to stop it, they'll continue to struggle. So I believe they have the talent to play well for long stretches. They just right now are not doing it. Now getting Hyman back should help. When you get Nugent Hopkins back again, that should help. Get Kasperi Kapanen. Like, think about it. That'd be 2 forwards because Hyman's already back tomorrow. There'll be 2 other forwards out of the lineup you got to take out. Your team gets stronger. Now, that's assuming everybody stays healthy by the time those other 2 guys come back in. But my concern level today about the Oilers missing the playoffs would still be really low. Can they win the division? They're not far out of it, but the longer it goes, like, they keep stubbing their. Imagine if the Oilers had just played well. They probably could have a 5-6 point lead in the division, but they've given away a lot of games. So we'll see. Hey, Greggs, are you buying? We'll talk to Craig Button that they're an average team at best. They're playing like an average team. But at the start of the year, everybody at TSN had him ranked best defense core. Did they suddenly lose their talent? No, they're not playing very well. So I think the Oilers are an above-average team who is playing bad. Inconsistent. That's what they are. Quick break, we'll return. Craig Button will join us next on The Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
And now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off a $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Get Black Friday prices now at The Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching Love Cedar chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off. And with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why, guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I've got to get 2 cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. Hey, maybe I'll eat 1 cheeseburger right away and save one for later. Maybe I'll stack them and eat them both at once. Options. Oh, delicious, delicious options.
So 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a 2 cheeseburger meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
Aloha, Edmonton, it's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
Listen up, because we're about to tell you what nobody else will. There's a serious problem in auto service. The price you expect is almost never the price you pay. Big Toy Shop tells it like it is. No BS, no false inflated bill. It's just the auto service you need, done quickly and done well at a price that doesn't make you feel like a chump. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. Call 780-298-2797.
I've been job hunting for months, but I don't have the skills for the jobs I want. I've been job hunting for months, and with the help of Work First Alberta, I got hired.
Work First Alberta can help you change your story. It connects job seekers with training and resources to find meaningful employment. And it can help employers find qualified candidates. Learn how you can change your story at workfirstalberta.ca. A message from the Government of Alberta.
If you're looking for nonstop sports coverage, tune into Sports 1440.
Edmonton's only sports radio station.
24/7 coverage comes at you with expert commentary, in-depth analysis,
And so much more.
We are Sports 1440.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows. Locally manufactured and installed, Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Positive Friday. Welcome back, Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. Hope you're having a great weekend. It is Grey Cup weekend, the 112th Grey Cup. Hope you have some fun watching the game on Sunday. We've got the Oilers tomorrow in Carolina. If you want to do some pre-scouting, they're taking on Vancouver tonight, the Hurricanes. It's a rare time where the Oilers will go in as a road team and be more rested than the home team. Doesn't happen very often, but that'll happen. Might be the benefit the Oilers need. They could use all the help they can get right now as they struggle to find any sort of consistency in their play. They are up and down. Like I said, the dance of mediocrity is where the Oilers are starring right now. Let's get to our big guest of the day, brought to you by the Spruce Grove Saints. Back-to-back home games for the Saints. Maybe the first time all year, tonight and tomorrow night down at the Thompson Family Arena. You get your tickets at sgsaints.ca or get them at the door for exciting BCHL action tonight and tomorrow, as Craig Button, former NHL GM and scout, Stanley Cup winner, ace analyst and scout for TSN, joins us as he always does on Friday afternoons. Butts, how you doing, man?
I am really good. Did you happen to hear about Oscar Hemming, a top prospect for the 2026 draft, potentially coming to Sherwood Park? Did you hear about that one, Jason?
Well, the Sherwood Park, I know their head coach had sent me a note that he was coming, and now I hear that the IHHF is like, no, you shouldn't go.
Well, I mean, I talked to Mike McKenzie, the manager in Kitchener, Bob's son, and he just said like it's just been a litigious nightmare. He said, he thought they'd gotten through a lot of things, but without going into detail, but the reason they chose the BCHL is because the BCHL is not aligned with Hockey Canada, which would ostensibly not tie them in with the IIHF. But the IIHF said they'll suspend them for up to 3 years from international competition. Feels very heavy-handed by the IIHF. And, Mike had said, he told me that he agreed to give the draft money to Kiko Espo. And then he got a big bill for legal fees. He said it was just ridiculous. So he said, we're not paying that kind of a bill. And when I say bill, I'm talking 6-figure bill. Yeah. And, so he just said, we're not doing that. But, what's going to end up happening is the kid's going to end up in the NCAA. And, Kiko Espo will end up with nothing. They'll end up with nothing. Just so petty that you're trying to, do the, and the IIHF too, it's petty. To think that these types of things can go on with young players. It's just because this isn't anything illegal. Everything was done by the book, but somebody didn't like it.
Yeah, and what was the grounds that the IHF could suspend him for 3 years? Based on what? Like, what did he do that's suspension worthy?
They did nothing, but it's the threat, right? And you know how threats go, Jason. It can scare you, right? And I guess, and I don't think that Oscar wants to go through the exercise of not playing. He wants to get playing. I mean, he's been in Kitchener and practicing, but at the end of the day, it becomes one of those things where I don't know what everybody's trying to do. It's not like this is new and they're going, oh boy, we better hang on to our European players. I mean, the rules are in place. Mike agreed to things, and then they came back with the big legal bill, and Mike just said, like, go pound salt.
Yeah, well, it's pretty disappointing. And then they signed in Sherwood Park, and now he can't play there, so that's another level of the disappointment. It's just the whole process being kind of a joke, to be honest. So
totally agree.
like even Hockey Canada with their whole and how they treat the BCHL.
BCHL, yeah.
And it's embarrassing. Like it's like let some actual some thick-skinned adults get on the board of Hockey Canada, because you should be embarrassed in how you handle that.
Well, there's good businessmen that own teams in the BCHL, and to try to put them under the umbrella of Hockey Canada, when Hockey Canada is really about registration, making sure that kids 16 and under are playing in safe environments and everything. It's not for BCHL, where you got let's not prominent businessmen in their communities owning these teams, and they know how to run their teams. They don't have to be under the arm or the umbrella of Hockey Canada. I totally agree with you there. I always thought it was something that was unnecessary.
Yes, completely is. It's an absolute joke. Let's talk some NHL. We're coming up next Thursday. Will officially be the quarter mark of the season. It's been a wild season, man. Like the Vegas Golden Knights had a 6-game homestand and they won 1 game at home. Like that used to be the place that never lost. Now I know they've got some injuries on goal and they really miss Pietrangelo and Haig on the back end, but Mark Stone goes out and Vegas they've really been struggling. Now I know Carter Hart, they've signed him, but he still can't play for another 16 days. Craig, and Aiden Hill isn't there. Like they got some real problems with their goaltending right now until those guys get back.
What's interesting, Jason, is that they won the Stanley Cup in 2023, and they had real issues with their goaltending back then. I mean, their goaltender was Laurent Brossoit until it wasn't Laurent Brossoit. Then it was Logan Thompson, and then when it wasn't Logan Thompson, it was Aiden Hill. So, and what's happened through the whole over the last couple, it's been a carousel of goaltenders that, quite frankly, haven't been reliable or available. And when I say reliable, I'm talking about like reliable to be ready to play and everything, and not available. So here they are again. I mean, they got Carl Lindbaum there, and I mean, he's not going to get the job done. I mean, he's a backup goaltender at best, in my view. So no surprise they're struggling. You take out a key player like Mark Stone, struggle. You're trying to find a new balance on the blue line. That's been a little bit of a struggle. Maybe what should happen, maybe both these teams, the Vegas Golden Knights and the New York Rangers, can just go over to Europe and play a month, because neither one of them want to play at home and win.
It is wild about the Rangers, man. That's crazy. They finally did win the game at home, but to have 7 first wins of the year all come on the road when you were only playing road games is pretty comedic in itself. The Edmonton Oilers, Craig, they're in my dance of mediocrity. 1 step forward, 1 step back. I know a lot of people, the Oilers aren't very good. Like their defense was ranked one of the top defense. They're not playing up to their capabilities defensively as a team. I don't think their top guys have been consistent enough as a team. Their goaltenders got to make more saves. Like outside of their power play, and actually their penalty kill's been pretty good. The Oilers are they're their own worst enemy most nights right now in Edmonton.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I mean, the bottom line is, and for me, you nailed it. The defense group is capable of better hockey, and they're capable of better play. There's one thing when you look at a team, you go, okay, they're playing as best as they can. They need reinforcements. I mean, that is clearly on the back end there with that group. They haven't played up to their level of what they and I'm talking about a high level, because they've shown that in the last couple of years that they can play at that elite high level. So they're not there. Jason, the goaltending's league average, and league average gets you nowhere. And and we know what's happening up front. Jack Roslovic's been a fantastic addition in there. Matty Savoy looks like he's trying to find his way there, looking to get a little bit more confident. Ike Howard down to the minors now. But there's simply not enough up front, or seemingly not enough up front to support the 2 superheroes. And that's McDavid and Draisaitl. I don't think I have to say who the 2 superheroes are. I would say this, Jason. The Edmonton Oilers would have for sure 2 less wins, probably 3 less wins, if it wasn't for the 2 superheroes. I mean, they have taken defeat right out of the hands of their own mediocrity, as you say, and help them win. And that's not a recipe for ongoing success. And I think there's work to be done. There's work to be done up front. And we've seen now, I think the quarter mark, we'll give it 20 games, 25 games. But Zach Hyman coming back is going to be really significant. but I think we've seen where the gaps are up front, and that puts the onus to me on management. They're going to have to go try to find a way to get better up there.
Well, Hyman comes back in. I put him right with McDavid and Matt Savoy. And I keep Roslovich with Draisaitl and Podkolzin. And I got top two lines. And then now when Nugent Hopkins, who actually was playing pretty well, it might have been their most consistent player. When he comes back, and I hear it's a head injury for him, when he comes back and Kapanen, well, now there's two more guys you push out. They have more than enough depth. The one thing, though, Craig, is their forwards, like I talk about their defensemen not playing up to their capabilities. Their forward group, especially their bottom six, they're like allergic to the front of the net right now. Like it's like they're playing Craig Button pickleball and they think that they can't go into the house or whatever that's called. You know, like you stand at the kitchen. You can't go in the kitchen. And the order players like, oh, geez, we can't go there. That's a kitchen. Like it's a joke. It's unbelievable to me, the lack of net front presence from their bottom six forwards.
Yeah, you say that, and like I see that, but like I know that, you know, coaches say, you know, get in there and play. I don't think they have the personality to go and do that. I mean, you lose Evander Kane, you lose Corey Perry. What, you're just going to put another player wearing that and expect him to go to the front of the net? I mean, it's just not going to. That's why I think they need reinforcements. I don't think the forward group's good enough. I know RNH and Hyman come back. Jason, you watched it, and I give them so much credit, and really the team and 97 and 29. For getting to the Stanley Cup final the last 2 years. But last year, I mean, they literally ran right out of gas against the Florida Panthers. Not because their top end wasn't good enough, but because the bottom end couldn't do it. And it's not better this year. And it's not better this year. And so they're going to have to find a way. When I say reinforcements, I'm talking about reinforcements in the areas you're talking about. Hard, heavy hockey. Heavy hockey. If you don't have hard, heavy hockey, you're going to have a tough time beating teams because defending is such a hallmark of the NHL. And so I think that's where the management group has to go out and find some players. They got too many, and I'll use the word, too many players that are light. And right? So, I mean, so I think that's where it's at. Get the defense up to speed. I mean, the goaltending is what the goaltending is. I don't think anybody's kidding themselves. I mean, Stan can come out and say we're not actively looking for a goaltender. Yes, he is. And he's looking hard, and he's trying to find the right opportunity to get the guy. Don't believe one word he's saying when he says he's not looking for a goalie, because he is looking for a goalie, and he's looking hard.
Oh, God, yeah. I think he's looking for a goalie to split duties with Stuart Skinner. I don't think they're looking for because I don't really see any legit number ones available. But I think they're looking for a guy to split duties and, you know, give them better goaltending than they're getting from their backup right now. Like Trent Frederick's big enough. He should be playing harder than he is. And I get that confidence and all that stuff wanes. And we've seen it in Edmonton. You know, they had a lot of guys like Connor Brown a few years ago, couldn't score, you know, couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Then he got a little confidence, got up to speed, and played really well in the playoffs. Matthias Janmark can never score in the regular season. Then he plays better in the playoffs. And that's okay, but it's not a guarantee it happens every year. I'm with you. Like, I would just like they've actually had a few scrums lately, so it looks like they've had an emotional pulse. But I think that, like, it's not hard to go to the net, Craig. Like, it just takes some will. Like Mangiapane, when he's on his game, he's a little bit of a shift disturber. He hasn't done it. I don't even know if he's yapped at another guy once this year. Like, usually he's that little guy. Like, remember the cartoon? And you have it's the big dog and then the little one's bouncing.
Yeah, yappy. Yeah.
That's what Mangiapane. I would play him with Trent Fred and be like, hey, I'm going to run around and yap now. And Trent doesn't have to fight Olivier, for goodness sakes. But, you know, you can stand up to 90% of the other league and just get in scrums and get some emotion and get some guys verbally chatting to each other. Because right now it's just like, oh, thanks for playing. Oh, we don't want to hit you too much. Like, it's the lack of emotion has been stunning to me.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think that, you know, things are under your control. Like, be ready to play. Just compete to your strengths. And like I don't even need, like, if it's me looking at it, I don't need Trent to go out there and fight and do every battle. But go to the front of the net and engage. Just engage. Because when you get engaged in the heart of the matter and the guts of the action, now your emotions start to bubble up, right? It's like putting a pot of water on the hot stove. It doesn't boil right away, but if you don't put it on the stove, it'll never boil. I don't care how hot the stove gets. But get in there and just engage, and you'll find that the emotion will just come naturally. That and then okay, here we go, right? And that's what I think the encouragement has to be to more players. You don't have to fight. You don't have to lay down and just scrap out. Just engage.
What about the Montreal Canadiens, Craig? They allowed 21 goals in their first 8 games. They've allowed 37 in their last 9. Now, I'd said at the start of the year, I thought Montreal would be one of the most entertaining teams to watch at both ends of the ice. And their offense is there, but they're a smaller group overall on that team. I think they missed a lot. They're in the building stage. I know they made the playoffs last year. I didn't think it was a lock they'd make it this year, that they'll battle for a wild card spot. But, man, they got to get their defensive game going. And Dobish, who started great, but all of a sudden now he allowed 6 goals in his first 4 games. Now he's allowed 15 in his last 4 games. They're going in the wrong direction defensively suddenly in Montreal.
Well, I agree with you about the team and with respect. Hey, they got a lot of skill. They're still in the building process. And, it's fascinating. You talk about confidence, and Dobish is, playing, was phenomenal, 6-0. The numbers were telling a big story. I think he's another player that when we talk about the confidence of it happened to him a little bit last year. He started out great, and then he had run to, and then, Sam Montembeault found a way to get in there and play well. The problem for Montreal right now is you got Sam Montembeault, who's really playing poorly, and then you have Dobish now who's struggling. So now Marty's caught in this area, and I think that Jakob starts to put a lot of pressure on himself, and what I would call responsibility isn't his. When he lost to New Jersey, I don't know why you're blaming yourself to that extent. Why do you have to beat yourself up? And that's part of maturity. I get that. But the team is small. And when you can start to lean on the team, and then you're forcing their defense to play more in the defensive zone, because it's not about Suzuki and Caulfield and Slavkovsky are going to get out of the, but when you force the third, fourth line, even the second line at times to play in their own zone, well, you're wearing down the defense. You're wearing down the defenders, right? And that's where Montreal has to find a way. It's not just about skill up front. They have skill. They got to find a way to be a little bit harder and heavier in their own zone. The lineup isn't big enough, and they lost some big guys. They lost some good sized guys from their lineup. Yoel Armia is somebody that comes to mind, and now you're defending for longer periods of time in your own zone, and I think that has a real material effect on your defensemen.
Craig, I want to ask you for fun. You've got Carlson, Bedard, and Celebrini. They all have 26 points. Who finishes with the most and why?
Well, that's a good one. The best team is Anaheim.
Yes.
Right? So they're the best. They're the best team. And I think that the most talent is surrounding Leo Carlson. So my inclination would be to say Leo Carlson would be that. But I tell you watch that Chicago Blackhawks team, and I mean they're exciting, they're fun. They're another fun young team, right? And they're on the right track. I think Celebrini has to do it more on his own, and Celebrini's asked to do a little bit more in terms of being a complete player. So if I had to order it, it would be Leo, it would be Connor, and then it would be Macklin. But you know what's great about it? Those 3 teams have a clear-cut superstar center in place. That's a nice path forward.
No, it helps getting those top picks for sure. Now, speaking of a top pick, I've seen a lot of people, Gavin McKenna, he's not dominating. I'm like, hey, man, NCAA is hard when you're a young player. What do you make of his start? And his point production might not be there. Do you think this is going to help his development, or would you rather see a guy have oozing offensive confidence coming into your draft year?
Well, I mean, I think that you got to be careful, right? We talked about the college hockey. It's hard. It's a really hard level of play. You're playing against players who are a lot older. So there's 2 parts to this when I look at Gavin. Number one, he's got a long runway of simply above and beyond outstanding play. So that hasn't gone away and productivity. So he goes to Penn State with the idea that, okay, I think that's the next challenge for me. and it's what's best for him to get prepared for the NHL next September, which is a lot of the off ice training. Like Gavin has never been in a training program like this. Like how many times do we see young players turn pro and they're like, he's doing this in season. A lot of players get the off season, they play in the minors, whatnot, but he's doing this in season. So he's adjusting to and acclimating to a training regiment that he has never been exposed to. So that's number one. And that's a big goal of his. Number two, he's playing with a center that is not very good. Like, I do not know why they won't play him with Charlie Serrato. You have this brilliant player in Gavin McKenna, and quite frankly, and I like Guy Godowski. I don't get it. I don't know what you're trying to do to keep Gavin McKenna down, because that center is not very good at all.
No.
Full stop. At all. He's just not good. And I think that holds. Gavin's a smart player. He can work with a lot of different types of players. That center's just not good enough to play with Gavin McKenna. And so guess what? Gavin McKenna gets dragged down. I got asked this question earlier this week. I said, I am not going to take a small sample size of Gavin McKenna and let that have an inordinate weighting on what he is based on the large sample size I have of him being brilliant. Now, you got to keep your eyes open. You got to be mindful and see what happens. But again, those two things come into play here with me for Gavin McKenna.
100%. Craig, great stuff as always, buddy. We appreciate it. Who are you picking in the Grey Cup?
I got the Riders. Listen, I'm carving out a watermelon on Sunday, and I'll put it on my head. I'll send you a picture.
Okay. I love it. Awesome. Well, hey, do you have like a Grey Cup? Like at our house, we make special nachos every Grey Cup and Super Bowl. You do anything special for Grey Cup?
Well, it's unfortunate for me. Well, fortunate. The Dallas Stars Hall of Fame is this weekend. I'm going down on Saturday. So it's on Sunday. And they're inducting Joe Nieuwendyk and Ralph Strangis, the longtime play-by-play voice of the Stars. Friends, people that I have a lot of respect. So I got invited down. So I'll be down there, and we'll be glimpsing at the Grey Cup. But no party this year. But usually we get together and have a gathering, but not this year.
Wow, buddy, that's unreal. Joe Nieuwendyk. Obviously, I knew Joe when he played in the league, but I had a chance. He played on our team in the Pro-Am here in Edmonton, and just an absolute. I knew he was a great guy, but we talked a ton of lacrosse, and obviously I knew Wendy Keane is so I had a real connection to him because of that, and actually he approached me because of an article I'd written about her when she passed away, and we had a great time that whole weekend. And Joe was just, and we made a deal with him though when he played with us. Said, okay, one shift a period, you have to remind us that you're an NHLer. He's like, okay. And I knew Joe. I did not know how hard he shot the puck.
Oh,
it was unreal. Like his release was like he would shoot from the blue line and just like I still remember I chirped Gager about it, who was an NHL goalie. Nieuwendyk came across the blue line and just snapped it, and Gage didn't even move, and it was top shelf. And it was just like, all right, this guy can. There's a reason he was a 500 goal scorer and a Hall of Fame player.
Indulge me for 1 second here too, because Joe was a terrific player, But when we traded for Joe in 1995, you can look at a building of a team, and that was a big trade with Jerome McGinley. Joe Nieuwendyk was a linchpin for our team gaining credibility in the league. We didn't win until 99. We traded for him in December 95. But when we got Joe Nieuwendyk, it signaled to Modano and Hatcher and those guys we were serious, but it also sent a message around the league, we're serious. It allowed us to get Pat Verbeek and be able to get players into our system and be embracing Dallas. Without Joe Nieuwendyk, we never get that. So when the amount of respect for Joe Nieuwendyk on the ice, off the ice, it's tremendous. And I'm really honored to be able to go down to Dallas and see him inducted into the Stars Hall of Fame.
Awesome. Craig, have a great weekend, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
You too. Do you got the Riders?
No, I took the Alouettes, actually. Davis Alexander, they've yet to lose when he starts, so I'll stick with that.
Okay, yeah, okay. I can admire that. I respect that.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
There you go. That is Craig Button from TSN. Quick break. We'll come back. 5 questions, and we got Spec, LT, and more on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Sure, your couch is comfortable, but watching the game is always better at On the Rocks. With crystal clear TVs, you won't miss a single play, and the specials are a major league win. Pre-game warm-up starts with specials 30 minutes before the puck drops. Get 69-cent wings and $5.75 Molson Canadian and Coors Light drafts. And play score and win every game for your chance to win big. Be part of the action this hockey season. See the menu online at ontherocks.yeg.com.
More fruit?
Check.
Satisfying texture?
Check.
3 amazing new recipes?
Check, check, check.
Let Booster Juice bowl you over with something completely different. 3 new acai bowls, loaded with delicious toppings including bee pollen, cacao nibs, and shredded coconut. Piled high on top of a refreshing blend of authentic acai, straight from Brazil.
Spoon?
Check.
Booster Juice, Canada's original juice and acai bowl bar.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the only place to call for heating your home. So when it's time to replace your old furnace, call Legacy. Or for 24-hour repair with no overtime rates. Legacy even heats your shower with hot water tank. And with no interest and no payments for 1 year, it could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Japa Machinery Group knows that XCMG may not roll off the tongue, but Japa's team will help keep your construction jobs rolling on time and on budget with heavy equipment sales and rentals. Visit japamachinery.com to find out more.
Hand delivering a hamper to a family in need fills everyone's hearts with joy. Be part of the Holiday Hamper program. Adopt a local family and see the difference your groceries and gifts make firsthand. Sign up today at holidayhamper.ca.
Bring in the new year with a Canadian country legend. December 31st, in concert at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Brett Kissel, she drives me crazy. Multiple CCMA and Juno Award winner, platinum-selling recording artist, and top 10 hitmaker. Celebrate the new year in Alberta, country style. Bring your friends, your cowboy boots, and your party spirit for a night full of hits, celebration, and unforgettable memories. The countdown to 2026 starts with Brett Kissel live on stage. Get your tickets now at silenticecenter.com/events.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are never alone. NotAloneCo.com. It's okay to not be okay.
Get Black Friday prices now at the Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching love seater chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off, and with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
I've been job hunting for months, but I don't have the skills for the jobs I want. I've been job hunting for months, and with the help of Work First Alberta, I got hired.
Work First Alberta can help you change your story. It connects job seekers with training and resources to find meaningful employment. And it can help employers find qualified candidates. Learn how you can change your story at workfirstalberta.ca. A message from the Government of Alberta.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and I know a lot about how RVs work. I post videos on Facebook every week showing the weak points and how failures can occur. But even I don't winterize my own RV.
What are you saying, Rick? You don't think you could do it?
Oh, sure, Bob, I could do it, but I couldn't do it at a professional level. When you expect your RV to survive the harsh northern Alberta winter, this is no place for hobbyists. And I don't service used RVs all day, every day. Instead, I hired people smarter than me to do that sort of work. That's the team that winterizes my trailer, the same team that'll winterize yours.
Your RV service team works 12 months of the year repairing and maintaining used RVs.
That's right, Bob. If you want your RV working right in the spring, the real work happens now, in the fall. Our winterization packages start at just $99, and that includes a full report in writing. No surprises, just the great outdoors waiting for you when the last of the snow melts.
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the tariffs? by Canadian. Cantor's products are not only made in Canada, but right here in Edmonton. Save money, support Canada at cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
As the Friday rolls through, let's get to 5 questions right away. It's the Gregor Show, as always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. 5 questions presented by The Brick and thebrick.com. Stop in now. Pre-Black Friday pricing includes up to 65% off leather sofas when you get the recliner, love seat, or chair. Only at The Brick and thebrick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, Jason. Of course, Zach Hyman returns to the lineup tomorrow night. He's not scored a goal since May 25th against the Dallas Stars when they won he scored 2 goals. They won. Next game, obviously, we know what happened to his wrist. So when does Hyman's first goal come this season?
Monday in Buffalo.
Monday, Buffalo. I'm going to say it comes tomorrow. Second period, 7 minutes in. Right in front of the net.
Very specific. Well, right in front of that. That's a good call. That's a pretty good call.
Takes to the bank, but don't actually. Question number 2 for you. We see Ike Howard going down to the Condors. He'll likely play for them tomorrow night. Does he come back to Edmonton? And if so, how many games do you think he plays?
It's a really good question. I think his return to Edmonton is going to depend on health. For some players, I don't think it's the end of the world. He got, over a month of NHL money, which is great. He got 17 games he played of NHL experience. And for him to go down there and just dominate, I don't want him to be down there thinking, okay, I'm going to get called up tomorrow. I want him to focus on be here. This is where you're going to be. And I'm going to say he gets called up late in the year for a few games. But ultimately, I think this will be a guy who's going to master his craft a little bit down at the American League level, which will only make him a better player long term.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he does get a chance to come back up to Edmonton, but I hope it's not for a while. I hope he gets a chance to kind of learn from what Matt Savoy did last year and, expand your game. He got PK time, we know, with the Condors. Like, do whatever you can to get ice time, special teams, and grow as a player. And, hey, enjoy the warm weather. Get out of this Edmonton winter. Question number 3 for you. Patriots got the win last night over the Jets, as we expected. Where do you rank them when it comes to the top teams in the NFL?
It's a good question, man. Like the Pats are pretty good, but like I don't put them yet with the Eagles and the Lions. I know they got a better record, but until somebody beats the Chiefs in the AFC, I still like the Chiefs in the AFC. So I'm going to put, and Buffalo, I will put New England. Like I might put them as, and then there's still the Ravens. God. Yeah. I'm going to say they're like a 3-4 team. I could see them win a round of the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, like I'm not as high on them. Some of the wins, Jets, Falcons, Browns, Titans, Saints.
Yeah, they're not beating Panthers. A ton of great teams.
They beat the Bills in Buffalo, but
that was a big game.
The Bills lost to the Dolphins. Now that was in Miami. But I feel like it's just kind of that mushy middle with these teams. Things are going to change in the next 7 weeks where we start to see teams separate themselves. Like you mentioned, the Ravens. That's a team I really like if Lamar Jackson is healthy. So I'll have them maybe second tier when it comes to, the elite teams. But I don't think there is that elite team. If Kansas City finds their game and gets rolling, that's something. It'll start this weekend against the Broncos. But kind of that second tier for me. Question number 4 for you. Grey Cup this weekend. We've asked the hard questions. We touched on it a little bit earlier. But when it comes to sporting events and the spread, you mentioned nachos. So what else do you think has to be there if you're, say, hosting a Grey Cup party?
Well, I think if you're hosting a Grey Cup party amongst your friends, I don't mind having the square game. I think that's a fun thing you can do amongst friends. It's always a good time. And you don't even have to be at the same party to do that. So that's always good. You can even just do it a bunch of your friends. You definitely need like some good snacks. And I need a veggie platter. Cons 100%. I want a veggie platter or a fruit platter. Like I love it. Like I don't want to just eat crap and then feel like I'll eat some crap, but I don't want all of it. I want something where I'm like, you know what? I can have a good veggie platter with some, a mixture of cucumbers and carrots and I'll say, some well-cut mushrooms in a veggie platter are golden. So a variety of peppers. So yes, I'm going to say a veggie platter is a must-have.
I like that. Little ranch to dip it in or something like that goes a long way. For me, I like a nice spread of the chips. Variety. You get the munchies, you got the 4-in-1 right there. And then I like to kind of go by like the most random flavor I can. So that's one of the things we like to do at parties. And you know what, Trent from
Are any
Wilhock,
of them any good?
I think so. We had like a bacon cheddar one or something like that.
Oh yeah, dude, you guys had the Wilhock beef jerky.
We got the Wilhock drop off.
So we always get Wilhock beef jerky for our parties too, because their beef jerky is so like, it's some beef jerky. It's like, you got to chip your tooth when you go to bite it. I hate it. So ever since I've had Wilhock, I don't think I have any other beef jerky, because you can actually bite it and not feel like, I'm not a wolf. I'm not a carnivore. I don't have to like rip it apart with my sharp teeth and feel anything. I'm like, you know what? I want to taste good beef jerky without having to feel like, how you put it in your mouth and you're like, oh, you hold it down and I'll try to pull it out. Like, no.
We also got pepperoni, and Trent brought some lean ground beef. So, maybe have to whip up some chili with that, or my old fashioned spaghetti sauce, and see how that tries. But the Wilhock will be consumed over the weekend. Final question for you today is Travis Barker's birthday, and tomorrow is National Drummer Day. So I feel obligated to ask you, who are your top 3 drummers of all time?
Go ahead, man.
I would just, for bands I like and enjoy. So Taylor Hawkins, R.I.P. for the Foo Fighters, would be in there. I got Ringo Starr from the Beatles and Mitch Mitchell for Jimi Hendrix Experience. I stumbled upon a Jimi Hendrix Greatest Hits back with one of my older vehicles that had a CD player. Absolutely loved it driving home from the night show. So those would be my top 3.
Yeah, I'd probably have to go with John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. Might go with Buddy Rich. And I guess I couldn't leave out Neil Peart from Rush. So yeah, I'd probably go with those guys.
Lance says Ringo Starr wasn't even the best drummer in the Beatles. Well, I mean, hey, maybe you could make an argument that Taylor wasn't even the best drummer in Foo Fighters, but
Dave Grohl's pretty good drummer.
that's exactly it.
All right.
Although he may be self-deprecating, will slander himself.
He
wasn't that good.
But that doesn't mean he wasn't good, right? Keith Moon, another classic drummer. So, there's like, obviously, there's a little bit of who you like in the band for sure is gonna impact what you like. But there's something about, like Alex Van Halen was pretty good, right? Edwin Jones. I'm trying to think of other, like, who are some legendary guys. Like there's lots, right? Like it's hard to be like, hey, like who's the greatest drummer? Like how can you have a drum off? Right? Like I don't really know.
So and then you compare genres as well, right?
Oh
like,
yeah.
Those heavy metal guys are crazy.
Oh,
crazy cardio workout.
For sure. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Mark Spector, Alan Mitchell with you. The Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Here's the Conman Sports 1440 update. Brought to you by Fountain Tire. Are you thinking about swapping your tires? Well, guess what? Fountain Tire has got up to 15% off right now. Great time to make the switch and grab a new set before the snow rush hits. FountainTire.com.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
With Zach Hyman's return looming, the Edmonton Oilers making some moves, placing defenseman Troy Stecher on waivers, also loaning rookie forward Ike Howard to the Condors. He's likely to play tomorrow night. Hyman, of course, fractured his wrist in Game 4 of Leicester's Western Conference Final. On the ice tonight, you got the Mammoth and Islanders, Blues hosting the Flyers and the Canucks in Carolina. Earlier today in Sweden, it was the Preds getting past the Penguins 2-1 in overtime. Off the ice, Devils forward Jack Hughes not expected to play tomorrow night against the Caps with a non-hockey hand injury. He suffered it at a team dinner. In the association this evening, you've got the Warriors taking on the Spurs, Lakers in New Orleans, Timberwolves host the Kings, Hornets and the Bucks, Pistons host the Sixers in Miami. In New York, taking on the Knicks. The Oil Kings in Victoria taking on the Royals just after 8 o'clock. In the BCHL, Spruce Grove hosting Vernon, Crusaders in Brooks. Both those games start at 7. And in the AJ, Camrose hosting Drumheller. The Bobcats host Bonneville and Devon in Canmore. And down at the Saddle Center this weekend, you got Bears and Pandas basketball. Both teams hosting Brandon. The 10-0 Pandas get going at 6. G-Bears at 8. In college football down south, number 8 Oregon hosting Minnesota at 7. We've also got Louisville taking on Clemson. Coming up in hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet and host of the Lowdown with Low Tide, Alan Mitchell. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Day or night, tasting just the right. You can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle noodle.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
Planning your next event? Let Loca Quality Market cater. From made-to-order meals to gourmet platters to full chef tasting experiences, they make entertaining effortless. Visit loca.ca to start planning today.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit, no credit? We got you. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780 all sevens. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Get Black Friday prices now at The Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching Love Cedar chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off. And with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 15% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until December 13th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Northwest Crane, available for all your lifting and equipment needs. Specializing in selling and servicing cranes, get lifting at northwestcrane.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Friday continues on. You made it through another work week. Good for you. Hope you make it an enjoyable weekend. You got Grey Cup. You got the Oilers tomorrow in Carolina. You got NFL. You've got BCHL action in Spruce Grove tonight. You got AJHL action locally in a few different places, Camrose and others. So, hey, have some fun, sporting fans. There's no shortage of sports, and I know you diehards who like to do scouting. Carolina is playing Vancouver tonight, and then the Oilers will face them. Kochekov's in goal tonight. The Hurricanes, which means the Oilers will get Freddie Anderson. And Slavin's hurt, not playing. Chatfield's hurt, not playing. If the Hurricanes got an injury on the blue line tonight, I wouldn't be stunned if they then claim Troy Stetcher tomorrow because they're down a guy. So that's how, or, I think Troy Stetcher, the chances of him getting claimed are likely to be based due to injuries on some other teams. Kind of how I see it.
Also, Gregor, quickly, Evander Kane hit in the face during warmups.
And he's out?
I don't know if he's out there. No update. So it looks like he's back out there, but took one in the head, had to get back into the tunnel.
Oh, really? Like off the crossbar, somebody beamed one off of him?
Yeah, not sure exactly. Just kind of saw it pop up. I think I saw him out there, though. So
I'm sure it'll be fine. A few stitches maybe, and away they go. Gregor Show is always presented by PlayAlberta.ca, where you can get in the game. Casino, live dealer, lottery, instance, sports, they got it all. PlayAlberta.ca. Remember, though, if you do gamble, use your GameSense, GameSenseAB.ca. It's time now for the Spec Report, brought to you by GS Construction. Edmonton and the surrounding communities are constantly growing. New houses, roads built every day. But before overpasses go up or roads can be widened, the first step is relocating all of the underground utilities. That's what GS does. GS Construction, as Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet joins us. Spec, good afternoon. How you doing?
Oh, awesome. Friday afternoon, man. Let's go.
Yeah, well, it is. It is nice. Hey, the Oilers last night. Oh my goodness, that was they fell right back into their ability to not defend last night. It was some ugly goals against last night for them.
Yeah, so how long do we sit around and wait for people to start paying attention here, right? Like, this is a veteran group, just their decor alone. It's all the same, other than Regula. It's all guys who played in Stanley Cup finals for 2 years running, pretty much. Wallman came just last year, but their forwards are mostly, a couple new guys, but everyone on this team is a veteran. They've all been around. When do they start paying attention to playing the same defensive zone coverage we've watched them play in a million important games for the last 5 years? And now they've just forgotten how. Like, they're standing next to guys. No one's checking anybody. It's like, I don't know. What do we do? Like, when do we start to criticize? Is it the coaching staff? When's the coaching staff figure out how to get their players how to play proper defensive zone coverage? Don't ask me, man. I'm waiting and tapping my foot like the rest of the people are.
Yeah, I can tell you, a coach can come up with a bet. No coach tells guys, hey, you know what? You four on the fifth goal. Be in front of that net and then just let the guy, no one actually cover the guy. Yeah. Like, they're never taught that. Like, now I guess you benched them all in that moment, but to me, it's just right now, the Oilers' attention to detail as a group collectively isn't there. Like, look at that second Columbus goal. Now you had a brutal first period. Like, they were awful in the first period, but you're only down 1-0. You had a few lucky goalposts, whatever. You're down 1-0. The first shift, Bouchard skates behind the net, mishandles the puck. Great chance in front. Pickard makes a save. You're like, okay, Pickard made a save. He's feeling good. 10 seconds later, Connor McDavid has the puck, overskates a turnover goal. And you're just like, what? Like, it's hard for me to blame a coach on that, because trust me, there's nothing in there that the coach is going to be like, what does a coach do at that moment? Hey, don't mishandle the puck. Like,
yeah, don't get stripped.
Yeah. Like, what do you say at that point?
Listen, I'm just a guy looking for, when does people start paying attention again? It's not like they can't do it. It's not like they don't know what to do. Wallman said the other day, we all know what it looks like. It's crazy. We just can't figure out how to do it. Like, how long do we go on here watching a team that's halfway paying attention? I'm not saying they're not trying or they don't want to win. I'm not questioning their heart or their effort, but their brains, they're half-assing it, Jay. Right? Is that fair? They're half-assing it. Like, 4 guys standing around Olivier. Are they all that scared of Olivier when he's standing in front of the net? You can't even stand in front of him and tie him up. He's not going to beat you up for standing in front of him, right?
Yeah.
You're allowed to check a tough guy. It's 2025. There was a time when if you went near Bob Probert, he'd beat the crap out of you. That was 35 years ago. Those days are over. You're allowed to check Olivier now and not be in danger. So I don't get it. I'm watching it like everybody else, and I've clearly seen enough just like everybody else has. So I'm waiting for the movie to end and the next movie to start here, man.
Yeah, no surprise today. The move, Zach Hyman, we know he's going to play tomorrow. Outline it obviously for cap purposes. You send down the youngster Ike Howard and his 1.61 cap hit. Troy Stetcher goes on waivers, and Hyman will get activated tomorrow at noon once they can activate him off of LTIR, and he'll play. Is it too captain obvious? Like, I'm playing Hyman with McDavid and Savoy. Because like the orders last night, I get that you put McDavid and Draisaitl together, and yeah, they created a lot. They gave up a lot too, but you got nothing else going. You're playing a Carolina team that doesn't have Jacob Slavin. Their defense core isn't what they've been for many years. They're playing the second half of a back-to-back. I am not putting them on one line and then saying, okay, we'll just hope one line scores and the other lines break even. Why not put them on two separate lines? You got Hyman on one line, you got Rosovich on the other. You should be okay.
Yeah, I'm a broken record. I hate the Oilers, makeup when they put those two guys together because they just play them all the time now.
Yeah.
I get it. Last night, you're down 5-2. The coach throws it out the window and says, okay, we're down 5-2. We're going to play our best guys all the rest of the way. They almost won. I get that. That's why you're lucky to have those guys. But don't start the game with those guys together. I like the Draisaitl, Podkolzin, and Roslovic line. It's really got some mojo going here. That's a good line. Savoy, for one game in a row, he was awesome with those guys. Give him another chance, man. Run him up there with McDavid. I'm a little hesitant on Hyman. Like, I guess why not play him at first line right wing? It's a lot to ask a guy who hasn't played since last June. Hey, walk in the door, be a first line player. It'd be nice to find him a little softer landing spot than that, but I get it. So he plays with Connor. He's comfortable there. We can talk about whether you'd put him on the power play right away or whether you might wait and let him get his hands and get some timing and things like that. But yeah, I don't want them together. I mean, they've got enough good forwards on this team to spread the talent out a bit and wear the other team down and not be a one-line team like they were for the second half of that game last night. I would much rather, Jason, see it that way.
Oh God, yeah. Like I don't have Hyman's a first line player. I don't think he's going to feel that uncomfortable being a first line player again. Sure. And the other truth of the matter is they don't have 6 other guys that are first line guys. Like Mangiapane, I'm sorry, the way he's playing is not a first line player. He's not a second line player. So, put him down and maybe he can jumpstart some other guys. But man, they're bottom 6 guys when they're down there. Feel free. Like, look at Olivier. Deflection goal is in front. Like, he's right in the areas. I don't see a lot of the Oilers' bottom 6 guys around the net very often.
No, and I mean, I think when things get settled and guys get healthy, like let's say you ran a third line of Henrique between Frederick and or Nuge between Frederick and Mangiapane. What about that? Maybe Mangiapane. Like Mangiapane's got to start playing better than he's been playing. He's been not good, right? Not good. He got in someone's face last night, the Russian Voronkov. First time all year I've seen someone mad at Mangiapane. And so let's take the positive and say that's a start. But he's not just this skill guy that runs out and gets you 60 points. That's not all that he is, because he doesn't get you 60 points, but he can get under the other team's skin. He can draw a penalty. He can, divert attention because he's a pain in the rear end, and he hasn't been any of that all season. So that's got to be part of his game. Just like Darnell Nurse. You know what? There's not enough offense and defense to make up 9.25 for Darnell. Toughness has to be part of this thing, right? If he's going to make his value up on that contract, there's got to be toughness. And we haven't seen enough toughness out of Darnell Nurse either.
Dude, 100%. Like, get in some. Well, their coach did say it after the game. We're too soft in front of the net. And like, that's an area where Darnell Nurse, like, get in someone's face for goodness sakes. Like, stop just, anytime there's a scrum, I put my hand up and I look away. Like, what are you doing? So yes, I am full in agreement with that for you, Spec. I think the Edmonton Oilers, and I've said this all along because I feel it's hard to get a number 1 goalie. There's not a lot of number 1 goalies out there. Now you can acquire a guy, maybe becomes a number 1. Awesome. But they got to upgrade their backup goalie, Spec. Pickett's numbers last year, if Kevin Woodley had talked about it, like, his expected save percentage was really good, meaning the defense in front of him was excellent. Now, this year, the defense in front of him is terrible. He's got an 860 expected, but he's still well below expected anyway. He hasn't been good. The defense in front of him hasn't been good, but they got like Ingram's not the answer. He's down in the American League. He's played 4 games, right? So give him some time. He might never be the answer. That was just a shot in the dark, fine. But I think they probably got to be looking to see. And the one guy that might be watching is Carolina to see what they do with Boosie, who's their third stringer right now. Because if he goes to the minors, you put in a claim for him. Because trust me, Spec, at least you can get a better backup number. That's what you need right now. Because the backup numbers are awful. It's an .834 percentage, man.
I know.
.834.
I just feel like if that's the goalie, like my point would be this. If they acquire the move Stan Bowman wants to make is to find a guy that can play with Skinner, can challenge Skinner, can be maybe better than Skinner. That's what everybody wants here. And that's what Stan Bowman wants. Then you lose Pickard immediately because you can only have 2 goalies. So frankly, I don't think they're ever replacing Skinner unless they can make some trade for a really good goalie and they send Skinner back. I doubt that happens, right? By far the thing that's going to happen here most likely is they'll bring a guy in and him and Skinner will go down the road and see who's the best goalie. So you lose Pickard either way. Pickard's been really good for a long time. All of a sudden he's had a bad first,
But he wasn't really good. That's the thing. Like they got
pretty good in the playoffs last year when he came in and saved their bacon in the playoffs, man. Was he not?
Giving up 4 goals every game because they scored 5?
Did they win?
Yeah, okay. But does that mean he's good? That's 2 different conversations.
No. I mean, not in the playoffs, it's not. When the goalie wins, he did his job. They weren't winning 8-7 here, man.
No, 5-4, sure, 6-4. It's okay. But you score a lot of goals, you got a way better chance to win. I don't disagree with it. I agree with you, and I've said all along, finding a number 1's hard. But then you got to find someone that you think is going to push Stuart Skinner. And in a lot of cases, Spec, the goalies that you go out and get are guys that no one even knew they were going to be that good. So that's why you got to do some scouting. Go look at Kiprusoff. I'm not saying you could, but why can't you find a Kiprusoff? He was a number 3 in San Jose. No one thought he'd be that good, but you can at least take a chance on a guy and maybe he comes to your team and suddenly he's better because it's the most unpredictable position out there. All I know is if you stick with one who's never really been that, I don't think it's going to get better. I'll be stunned by the end of January that they don't have by the end of December even, that they don't have a change in goal.
Listen, something has to happen. Either they bring in a guy to play with Skinner and that costs Pickard his gig, or they just can't do that and they go, okay, well, we got to find a better backup if Pickard's numbers stay down here. No, I'm not saying he's playing well. Do you think the new goalie coach has anything to do with this? Like all of a sudden you got a new goalie coach and Pickard's game's gone down. Skinner's, I don't know, he's not getting any better.
Yeah,
I guess I'd ask you this. Does a new goalie coach cause someone to be worse in goal? Or are we a little disappointed that the new goalie coach hasn't made both these guys better?
Well, I think it's a big fallacy that a goalie coach comes in and magically just improves guys significantly. And I remember Calvin Pickard, I had him on our show for an hour and he talked about the goalie coach. He's been in the league for, being a pro hockey for 12 or 13 years. He's like, I play how I play. The goalie coach doesn't really, he says, the more the goalie coach is about your relationship. And when you are having a downtime, like he might give you one little advice here or there, but ultimately, like, I'm not going to change my style now after being in the league for 12 years. Now, this is from the goalie himself. So I never played goal. But when I talk to a goalie, like, you can't say, like, hey, you know what? Well, hey, we really want you, like, okay, try to bring your glove up a bit in certain areas. Okay. But you can't suddenly be like, hey, you hold your glove down low like Stuart Skinner. That's why if you watch on shootouts, watch what they do. They come down on the left side because Stuart Skinner, when they come across, his glove is low and he gets beat high. Now, you can sit there and say, well, just carry your glove up high. If you've been playing 20 years with your glove down low, you don't just suddenly say, hey, put your glove up high. It's not that simple, right? So I have spent years arguing that the goalie coach wasn't the reason for goalies. I'm sure as hell not going to blame the goalie coach 15 games into a season and suddenly he's the reason that Calvin Pickard, because Kevin Woodley even said it last year. Calvin Pickard's numbers were actually below expected last year. He just had a really good environment in front of him where he didn't have to face a ton of chances.
Well, they did play well in front of Pickard last year. So listen, I'm just throwing it out there. All I know is one goal seems to have gotten considerably worse in Pickard, and the other goal is not getting any better in Skinner. So all those folks listening to our show right now, driving down the road, who cried and moaned about Dustin Schwartz, and we got to get a new goalie coach, and it's all Dustin Schwartz's fault. Take a long look at that opinion now, because it doesn't look like Dustin Schwartz had anything to do with this, did it?
No, well, I've argued that for a long time, right? Like, your goalie coach can have small increments. It's like a defense coach, right? Like, are we going to say the who's coaching the forwards is the reason Matt Savoy improves? Like, I don't know. Like, coaching and a lot of times is, can you help guys keep their confidence high? Yeah, obviously you want to play a system and you build a system that works with those players, and you got to have some accountability, right? Like, if there's one thing I would criticize Knobloch on, and I know the video came out about him getting mad in the Detroit game and stuff. Like, of course a coach gets upset when they're turning the puck over. Like, this is not new. I was surprised people, oh my God, the coach gets upset. I never thought he'd get upset. I'm like, oh my God, like, are you guys paying attention? Of course a coach gets upset. But I would argue that if there's one thing Knobloch hasn't really set a standard on, is they'll respond. They rarely initiate. I'd like him to be say, hey guys, I need you to initiate. Trent Frederick, you're not scoring. I want you to go out there. You mentioned Mangiapane. First time maybe someone else got mad at him in 19 games. Like, come on, boys. Like, this is your role. I need to see a little bit more initiating for my bottom six for sure.
Yeah, I'll speak on behalf of Ryan Rashog, who's flown this flag down at Oilers practice for about 2 years. And he's right. Like, there's no expectation. When you look at, say, Darnell Nurse, I'm calling out Darnell Nurse, be more physical, right? Flex a little bit. You're big, you're strong, you're tough, you got the huge reach. You don't even have to fight. Just walk in there and make people think you might. The coaching staff does not hold him accountable to that or any other order. Physical play to this coaching staff isn't a major priority. That's just the way it is. They've got strengths, they got weaknesses, they believe in some things. They don't believe physical play is that important. Nobody, I'm telling you, nobody's holding Mangiapane's feet to the fire to be an irritant. Nobody is, other than the media. And Frederick, I mean, it basically took a media /fan storm for him to finally get out of his cave and come out and fight somebody, right? It was 16 games of him doing nothing, and the coaching staff never said a word by the sounds of it. So, no, listen, if you're a guy that grew up loving the Broad Street Bullies, if you're a guy that loved the Oilers when they had Jackson and Semenko and McSorley and all these tough guys, you're in the wrong place, pal. This is not a tough team. It is not a coaching staff that expects toughness, and this team will never be built as a tough team right now. They're not a tough team, man. They're just not a tough team. Toughness, not much team toughness here.
Yeah, it's fair. Spec, we will see what happens. Carolina's playing Vancouver right now, leading 2-1. It's been a high-scoring first period. And have yourself a good weekend. Who you picking to the Grey Cup?
Oh, I got to pick Sasky. Come on, man. My dad's from Watrous. Like, I'd get struck by lightning if I picked the Alouettes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Go Riders, man. Go Riders. Here we go.
All right. Okay. So we'll see how it goes, buddy. Enjoy it. We'll talk to you next on Monday.
Sounds good.
That's the Specker Board brought to you by GS Construction. We'll come back. LT's up next. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Sure, your couch is comfortable, but watching the game is always better at On the Rocks. With crystal clear TVs, you won't miss a single play, and the specials are a major league win. Pre-game warm-up starts with specials 30 minutes before the puck drops. Get 69-cent wings and $5.75 Molson Canadian and Coors Light drafts. And play score and win every game for your chance to win big. Be part of the action this hockey season. See the menu online at ontherocksyeg.com.
More fruit?
Check.
Satisfying texture?
Check.
3 amazing new recipes?
Check.
Let Booster Juice bowl you over with something completely different. 3 new acai bowls, loaded with delicious toppings including bee pollen, cacao nibs, and shredded coconut. Piled high on top of a refreshing blend of authentic acai, straight from Brazil.
Spoon?
Check.
Booster Juice, Canada's original juice and acai bowl bar.
Go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Legacy Heating and Cooling jingle auditions, take one for Gene Principe. Are you ready, Gene?
Ready? I'm not just here to make a thermo a couple of bucks. I'd never just microphone it in.
Take one.
Tall legacy, tall legacy.
Nice.
Boom! I'm a musical genius.
Legacy's going to love this for furnace season.
What's not to love with no interest and no Principe payments for 1 year?
Are you always like this?
Yep, unlike a furnace, I have no filter.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Actions speak louder than words. Japa Machinery Group puts your construction plan into action with XCMG construction machinery you need. Available for rental or sale. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
Hand delivering a hamper to a family in need fills everyone's hearts with joy. Be part of the Holiday Hamper program. Adopt a local family and see the difference your groceries and gifts make firsthand. Sign up today at holidayhamper.ca.
Get Black Friday prices now at the Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching love seater chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off, and with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
At Nisku Ford, we want your visit to feel as comfortable as a holiday gathering. When you shop with us, you're not just a customer, you're family. And we always give our family the best.
And the whole family is going to love our November deals. Find your favorite Ford, then choose from 0% financing or rebates as high as $10,000.
Nisku Ford to your holiday visits or make your wish list at niskuford.ca today. Above expectations.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Get the Gregor special. Enjoy 20% off any regular price menu order when you use promo code Gregor at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
This first period, Carolina, Vancouver, it's, hey, everybody gets shots, everybody gets goals, 2-2. Just over halfway through the first period. I might play into the Oilers' hands tomorrow. We'll see. Because if you want a defensive juggernaut game, you might not get that with the Edmonton Oilers the way they are going right now. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley with you, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Of course, the Oilers will play. Remember, it's a 5 o'clock start tomorrow night for the Oilers as they are on the road in Carolina. And then Monday, they will be in Buffalo. Of course, Sunday, Grey Cup Sunday, the Riders and the Alouettes. Says it's time for the Oil Report, brought to you by Go Auto. Did you know they've donated more than $24 million to local charities? They take pride in supporting the communities where they live and do business. You support them, they support you. GoAuto.ca. Alan Mitchell, host of The Lowdown, noon to 2 on Sports 1440, joins us. LT, how you doing?
I'm very well. I am very well today. I can't believe how good the weather is on November the 14th, baby.
Actually felt chilly today. It's kind of the first cold day of the winter. I got outside walking the dog. I'm like, brr, but hey, definitely not complaining. It was just kind of, I can tell you're always soft the first time it starts to get a little chilly. At least I am. I'm like, oh my God, I got to wear
I agree.
way more clothes. And then 2 weeks later, I'm out there wearing a t-shirt. It's like, this is nothing. But that first few days of cold always hits me harder than it should.
It's true. Getting acclimated, especially like, even though it's like a month from now, it could be minus 25, but we'll be used to it and dressed for it. But it's hard. Like, it's hard to know how to, dress in the morning for the rest of the day. Although, as you say today, kind of, you need to wear your heavy sweater or a jacket, I think, here right away.
Yeah. Well, Al, goaltending's optional in the first period right now in Carolina. There's been 9 total shots and there's 4 goals. So, hey, if you like offense, away we go. Elias Pettersson just scored a shorthanded goal to make it 2-2. The defense was optional last night, Al. The Oilers didn't play well in front of their goalie. Their goalie didn't play well, and they just too many turnovers, too many soft plays, and another loss.
Yeah, it's really frustrating because if you're Chris Knobloch, you're looking for offense and you're getting it, but you can't keep the puck out of the net. And I'm not a tactician. I don't know why the coverage is so bad, but it feels like, through 150 years of hockey, defensemen usually know that the front of the net is a place you want to cover. But it's almost nonstop. I don't want to pick on Evan Bouchard, but positionally, he's been on the wrong spot for like many goals here during this run. And Brett Kulak, I think, is 0-9 5-on-5 goals in November. These are good defensemen. I'm not ripping them. They're good NHL defensemen. But right now, whether it's their coverage is off or they're just not reading the plays correctly, it's frustrating to watch. And that's from an observer point of view. If you're Chris Knobloch, you must be pulling your hair out.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal by any stretch of the imagination. The moves kind of as expected. Hyman's going to get taken off of LTIR. He's going to play his first game of the season tomorrow. Ike Howard goes to the minors. Troy Stetcher goes on waivers. And we'll find out tomorrow if he's claimed it. If a team has some injuries. Like I was saying, Carolina, for instance, they're already down Slavin and Chatfield. They're not playing tomorrow. If they got another injury on their blue line tonight, they play tomorrow. Stetcher's there. I could see them put in a claim at noon. That's kind of where I see it in his case. But I look at the orders, Al, and where would you play Hyman tomorrow?
Oh, I think, you and I've talked about this, and I just think you have to put him on the big line. And if he, you can move him off, if he's just not keeping up or you can't, get rolling. But I think the Oilers need a boost. I think that Hyman being in the lineup will be a real, positive for everybody involved. So throw him out there. And the thing about Hyman is, it's rare to watch a player. When he came here, the first game he ever did it, he did it that game, and he's done it every game since that he's been healthy. He's so relentless on the forecheck and the back check, and he just pursues the puck, and he's got a motor that won't quit. He will not give up. And so I think that I think the Oilers could use that kind of energy because they, I'm not calling them lollygaggers. They're great hockey players, and they obviously have a lot of pride, and they're giving a lot of effort. But sometimes if a guy goes over the boards and does that, it might pick up the entire roster. And so I'd play him with McDavid, and if he can't handle that, you move him down, but I'd start with the top.
I am totally with you, and I would keep Matt Savoy there.
Yep.
And I would play Roslovic with Draisaitl and Podkolzin, Mangiapane, Henrique Frederick, Janmark, Philp, Lazar, Chamasic in some sort of order. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm just like, hey, whichever guys want to show up and add a little, what's your identity in your bottom six right now? Are you hitting? Are you checking? Are you scoring? Are you irritating? What are you doing? Right now, they got a lot of guys where I'm like, what have they done in the game tonight?
Oh, it's like Frederick is one of my favorite players. I mean, honest to God, I love him as a player. He's not where he was in Boston, and I understand Oilers fans getting frustrated, and I get it, I understand it, but I think he's having a hard time either reading or getting to the plays or both. And I don't know if it's the high ankle sprain. I don't know whether it's the situation he's in, but he and Mangiapane are both players I like a lot, and they have both struggled. And I think that, it's easy I know a lot of people blame the coach, but it's easy to blame the coach. But those veterans like Mangiapane and Frederick, they've got to give a little more. This team needs them. And so I think that the frustration is all around, but have a good shift, Trent Frederick. It would really help. And he was hitting a while ago, a few games ago, he was hitting quite often, and now he's not doing that as much. Even if you just are aggressive, remove a guy from the puck in the corner, and then something happens, you get something rolling. But right now, it feels like there's a real daze on the third and fourth lines where they aren't, they're a day late and $1 short to just about everything.
Yeah, no, that is completely fair. Ike Howard goes down to the American League, and when I look at Matt Savoy and I see how much that year of development in the American League helped him, I look at Ike Howard. Now, they're different players, right? Ike Howard's definitely a little bit more of a shooter. I'm not sure he's going to put the penalty kill on his resume like Savoy did. Maybe he will. We'll see. But what's your expectations for him down there?
Oh, I think he'll be a big-time scorer, and he'll be featured on the power play. He does a lot of. I like his passing more than I thought I would, but I really like his shooting. But there's lessons down there that he can learn. One thing about Bakersfield, I'll give credit to the Oilers. For many years now, they run a good group of centers down there, and if he gets a good solid center, Hamblin apparently coming back, or somebody along those lines who's a two-way type, I think that will really help him. And he's, at the AHL level, he's got talent up here, but at the AHL level, he'll really stand out. So it's really good news if you're a Condors fan. And I do think Ike Howard will maybe it'll take him a few days, to get acclimated. But once he's down there and set, I think he will be a real scorer for this team, and he'll put up really good numbers.
Oh, I think so too. And it's just, the chances of having two rookies, I said it from the start of this. I even said it in September. I was like trying to pump the brakes on people, thought both were going to come in, and, they got more ice time. Well, they didn't get more ice time, but Hyman wasn't even playing. Nugent Hopkins being out a few weeks. It's just, It's hard to have two rookies still in the lineup. I've liked the minutes they've given Matt Savoy. I think he was comfortable. He felt good, and he was making plays. He wasn't getting rewarded. And now he is. And hey, good for him to play up there. But like Matt Savoy, I think, has earned more ice time in how he's played because he's been reliable.
Yeah. And Savoy is like a more complete player. And I'll give, I agree with you on, trying to put two rookie forwards in at the same time is tough. So, later in the year, Savoy may be, I think he plays a really nice two-way game, and I like him on at the penalty kill too. So, and he's really coming along at 5-on-5, getting those minutes with McDavid and making them count. So, I think that the thing for Howard is to go down there and just, play and enjoy yourself, and let the NHL club figure out what the third line is. And when Nuge comes back, Hyman's back now, they'll have a little more depth there in terms of veterans. And I haven't disliked Henrique's game. I know, maybe people feel like he's, a fourth line guy, but I wouldn't mind him on the wing. So there's options that they have. And, a couple of weeks of, say, Nuge with Henrique and Frederick, or, whomever, maybe they come up with a third line, and then that makes it easier to roll, the rest of the unit out. Right now, I feel like they have two lines they can count on going into tomorrow's game. It would be great if a third line really showed up and did some things, because that's the next step. And then the fourth line, you can scrap for parts if you need to, not in every game, but you can do that. But the third line, they really need to have a third line that does something, and it probably should be something physical.
Yeah, well, Nugent Hopkins, it won't help in the physical department, but I think if he's on your third line, it's a pretty good start. I think Howard, I'm looking at the Condors lineup tonight, and Marhala and Yarventi are playing with D'Amato. on the left side. That is exactly where I think Ike Howard will slide in tomorrow night. And then Szymanski, Griffith, and Hudson, Hamlin, and the two Pitlicks play together. And, Caponi, Petrov, and Clattenburg. And away you go. And I think Howard will play with Marhala, who can really move the puck and transition it through the neutral zone. Yarventi can really shoot. That's a line with some really good scoring potential at the American League level.
Yeah, they are. And their Marhala has been a real, I didn't, I knew he just got a lot of assists in Finland, but I didn't know a thing about him. He's at the AHL level. I don't know. I can't say. I've watched him a little bit. I don't know if he's a real NHL player, but at the AHL level, that guy can make a pass and he can also shoot the puck. So that'll be a high energy line, I think, and I think they'll have success.
Al, have a great weekend. Who are you taking on Sunday?
I will take the Saskatchewan Roughriders because I think they'll win, but also because I have so many friends who are Rough Rider fans, they'll all find me, hunt me down if I say anything else. So I'll go Riders.
Oh, you guys are scared of Rider fans out there. So you and Speck and everyone else. So there you go. I like it. Have yourself a great weekend, Al. We'll talk to you Monday.
You too, sir.
There you go. That is Al Mitchell, host of The Lowdown, noon to 2. Quick break. We'll return. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Day or night, tasting just so right. You can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle Noodle.
Think your credit's not good enough for a new ride? Think again. Go Auto's car loan calculator is here to help. No commitments, no credit hits, just real answers. You tell us a few things, and we'll show you what you can afford. Text credit to 780-777-7777. That's credit to 780 all sevens. Go Auto. We do the math, so you can do the driving.
Get Black Friday prices now at The Brick. Skip the line and save big. Get 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching love seater chair. Plus, get up to 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And buy more, save more. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select major kitchen appliances. Mattresses are up to 40% off. And with every mattress purchase, you're entered for a chance to win a cruise. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Are you looking for an affordable business, group, or team outing this season? Why not catch the excitement of a game with the 5-time Junior Hockey League champions, the Spruce Grove Saints? With extremely affordable group and suite packages available and some of the lowest food and drink prices around, Saints games are the perfect night for your next group event. Get your group in on the action. For more information, visit sgsaints.ca.
Hey everybody, it's Chief Principe and Jason Stredler. Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters and have some drinks with umbrellas in them, you could attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Jason Strudwick, Kelly Buchberger, Ron Lowe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. Don't miss out on every hockey fan's dream cruise, the Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. It's going to be one hell of a trip. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise, July 2026. Visit cast.tours/Edmonton or call 1-833-347-7678. Book now and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours/Edmonton.
I've been job hunting for months.
but I don't have the skills for the jobs I want. I've been job hunting for months, and with the help of Work First Alberta, I got hired.
Work First Alberta can help you change your story. It connects job seekers with training and resources to find meaningful employment. And it can help employers find qualified candidates. Learn how you can change your story at workfirstalberta.ca. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds, better rinks, and gathering places that bring us together. Vision Credit Union is proud to lend these local heroes a helping hand. Apply today for a Helping Hand grant up to $10,000 to support your community's next big idea. Let's make great things happen together. Applications are open until January 31st, 2026. Learn more at whatsyourshare.ca.
If you're looking for non-stop sports coverage, tune into Sports 1440, Edmonton's only sports radio station.
24/7 coverage comes at you with expert commentary, in-depth analysis,
And so much more.
We are Sports 1440.
Portions of this hour brought to you by UL. Get your power play amped up with UL, supplying the City of Champions and Alberta with quality electrical gear since 1975. UL.ca is your partner in power.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by playalberta.ca.
Positive Friday as we roll through. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. Con man, I don't think I've asked you. What's your prediction? What's happening on Sunday? Grey Cup, who are you taking? What score?
Well, I'm sticking with it. I got to go with the Riders. Staying out west, I suppose. I know it's kind of just like the common one that everyone's been doing, but can't let that change my pick.
All right.
Yeah, we know an undefeated quarterback is starting the game. The question has to be asked, will he finish the game?
I think he will. What about your Chargers? They winning?
Sure hope so. Jags, a lot of injuries, ups and downs with that one. Some revenge for that playoff game where they scored 1,000 points in the second half, I hope. That was the last time they went to Duval County. So.
That was a debacle.
Fingers crossed.
That was a demolishing win for you. Be safe, everyone. Please don't drink and drive. Don't weed and drive. Get home safe. Enjoy the Grey Cup. Enjoy the Oilers game. Enjoy all the local sports, all your sons and daughters playing games. Have a great time. We will chat with you on Monday. On behalf of Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, I'm Jason Gregor. Be safe. Let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loka. Not sure what to eat? Well, guess what? Loka, they got gourmet chef-prepared meals. Never boring, always tasty, and healthy. Loka.ca. Good night.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
With Zach Hyman's return to the lineup looming, the Edmonton Oilers making some moves, placing defenseman Troy Stecher on waivers, also loaning rookie Ike Howard to the Condors. He's expected to play tomorrow night. Hyman, of course, returning from a fractured wrist he suffered in last year's Western Conference Final. In the NHL tonight, Canucks and Kings tied it 2 apiece after 20 minutes. Later on, you got the Blues and the Flyers and the Islanders in Salt Lake City. Earlier today, across the pond in Sweden, it was the Preds over the Penguins 2-1 in overtime. In the association right now, Knicks up on the Heat 43-42. You've also got the Nets with a 48-37 lead over the Magic, and early on, Pistons up on the Sixers 18-16. Later tonight, Hornets in Milwaukee, Timberwolves host the Kings, Lakers taking on the Pelicans, and you've got the Spurs and Warriors from San Antonio. In the WHL, Oil Kings in Victoria taking on the Royals just after 8 o'clock. BCHL, you've got Spruce Grove hosting Vernon. Crusaders in Brooks. Both those games start at 7 o'clock. And in the AJ, Camrose hosting Drumheller. Bobcats up against Bonnyville. And Devon is in Canmore. And at the Saddle Center this weekend, Bears and Pandas basketball as they'll host Brandon. That's going to do it for us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Coming up next, we've got Fox Sports Radio. Live local coverage resumes tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with the Saturday Sports Setup, followed by the Hoop City with Paul Sir. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.